It is on now, innit? Is it on? It's on. The mic is live. Is it live? Wait. Someone tell me you can hear me. I think you can hear me. I think you can hear me. You know what I got? I got myself a coffee for 2:30 in the morning because this is going to be a late one. What a cup of coffee as well. Oh, glorious. Magnificent cup of coffee. What's going on, people? What's happening, everyone? This is a late one. For us UK fight fans, this is super late. Right now, we're in round 6 of 10 of Baranchik versus Love. Should I say hello to people? Let's say hello to a few of you. Who's in? Nas Hussein says, good morning, mate. That's how I feel. Someone's confirmed. In Bloom says, we can hear you. Thank God for that. Sean Hodge says, hi. Rowan Perry, yes, brother. Morning, says Rowan Perry. Morning also, says Riddell Thomas. Useful Idiot, I like the name. Says, big up, Addy. Tommy Fury opponent is a joke. Yeah, Tommy Fury's performance might be considered a joke. Jacob Quigg says, my man Addy doing a Jake Paul watch along. And I'll be honest with you. Now, a few of you have said Addy's doing this for the views and maybe the subscribers that come with it. The truth is, there's a bit of truth in that. But the main truth is I'm actually intrigued by this fight. Like, fuck all the bollocks. I'm intrigued by Jake Paul versus TYRON Woodley. I really am. I really am. Adam Watson, nice to see you at Fight Camp 3. Adam, nice to see you as well, man. Thanks for coming up to me. It was fun. It was fun speaking to you, brother. Sam Stock says, morning, getting me through my night shift. Big up, Addy. Big up, brother. Big up indeed. Loads of you in there. Ayo, what are you doing up this late? What are you doing up at 2:30 in the morning? Go to sleep. It's very, very late. It is. Who's this one? I'm just going to read a few messages they come through. Guys, I need to wake up as well. I need to wake up. I went to bed and I woke up about 20 minutes ago. I only just now bought the fight. I literally just now bought it. What's this one? Giovanni 18 says he's in Tahiti on honeymoon. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. Tuning in for Ade. Come on. Thank you. Really appreciate it. We're going to get into all this talk. Chris Fricker says, Ade, who you got to win between Jake Paul and TYRON Woodley? Dude, I swear to God, I have no idea. And that's why I'm up at 2:30 in the morning. I have absolutely no idea who wins this fight. But this fight has got me intrigued. Like it's a fucking proper boxing match. I'm fully invested. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I'm fully invested in Jake Paul versus TYRON Woodley. Fully invested. Those of you are on night shift. This one from Sean Gavin says, I'm on a night shift as well. The worst thing is I've got to be up at like 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll see how that goes. Will Jones says, what's up, brother? What's up, Will? Rowan Perry says, TYRON going to sleep the kid. I desperately want TYRON to sleep him. I also think TYRON can get slept as well. What's this one? Samuel Harrison says, thoughts on the price for the pay-per-view. What pay-per-view? Are you talking about this fight? I paid, what did I pay? I paid $16.95 for this on BT Sports box office, which is a joke, but they're going to make a lot of money because a lot of people are going to buy it. So, I don't know. $16.95, 17 quid. I guess it is a lot of money nowadays, isn't it? Gupstar says, dude, this Ivan fight is effing fire. Dramatic stuff. Yeah, it looks like a good fight between him and Love. A very good fight. Baranchik is a tough SOB. Remember, Baranchik was the IBF 140-pound champion. I mean, he can scrap. He can scrap. What's this one? Not that one. This one. Umar Kiani says, Ade, what are you drinking? Coffee. Coffee. I was out a bit earlier. Maybe I had too many drinks, if I'm honest with you. But we've sobered up and we're ready for this night. We are ready for it. Big Depot. Middle-sized Depot. Middle-sized. What am I now? I am just short of 14 stone. So definitely middle-sized Depot. Not me, says Ade, please do a watch along for the Lara Warrington rematch. I can't because I'm working for the Zone. So I actually go up to Leeds on Tuesday evening and we start work on Wednesday morning, Thursday, Friday, show on Saturday. So yeah, unfortunately I can't, which is disappointing. Very disappointing. Have I missed any more questions? No. Harley Jaram says the Love Baranchik fight is going off. It is. It's actually a good little fight, by the way. Oh, no, a slip and a miss from Baranchik. If we got knocked down, a slip and a miss. It's actually a good little scrap. But all I care about, people, is Woodley versus Paul, if I'm honest with you. Jacob Quigg says, I actually watched the Woodley Jake Paul round the table thing on BT. For fuck's sake, I'm getting pulled in, Addy. I told you, we're all doing it. Errol Hawani was really good on that as well. Jake Paul, look, guys, I said this before, and I'll say it again. 2 years ago, Jake Paul was fighting Deji. I could fuck up Deji. No joke, if me and Deji were to have a fight right now, I'd win. He's now fighting TYRON Woodley. Now, TYRON Woodley would kill me. Like, his trajectory is crazy. It's a crazy trajectory. Useful Idiot says, I'm driving a London night bus. Gonna keep you in my pocket on the sly. Don't crash that bus. Do not crash that bus and blame Ade. Cosby HD says, will a lot of people buy it at this time of the night? No. Oh my God, Baranchik down. Baranchik looks like he's gone. He's gone. Baranchik is down, by the way, and he's gone. He's got up, but this is dangerous. This is dangerous. He's gone. Love has to catch him with a couple more shots, and that is it. The referee's giving him so long. And then the bell goes. Saved by the bell. Baranchik saved by the bell. Like, saved by the bell. What a fight. Well, yeah, going back to the question, will a lot of people buy it? I don't think so. I think they're calling the fight. I think they're calling the fight. They've called the fight. Has he called it? I think Pedro Diaz in the corner of Baranchik has called the fight. He has. He's taken the gloves off. Fight's over. Love is won. I don't think they know. Has he told the referee? They're not showing Love's corner yet, all the referees. I'm not sure if the referees waived it. But yeah, they've waived it. Fight's off. And to be fair, Baranchik isn't complaining. Fight's off. Good victory for Love. That's a big, big, big victory. Interesting. Well done. We have a new player in the 140-pound division. I don't think a lot of people are going to buy it because of the fact it's on a fucking Sunday or Monday morning. But we're not used to that over here. We're not used to that. We're used to Sunday morning fights. This is a bit strange, a Monday morning fight. So that might put a lot of people. I thought the fight was yesterday. I kept making a mistake. And I think there was a lot of people that are making the same mistake as well. But we shall see. 2 seconds. This is from Talita. It says, morning, Ade. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Talita. This ain't true. JStar8575 Smith says, Woodley will take a dive. I've heard people say that, but I don't think Woodley's the kind of cat that will take a dive. I really don't. I just don't. Andrew Ogbuchi says, Ade, what did you think of Tommy Fury? I will say this, he certainly doesn't have the Fury gene when it comes to boxing, does he? I mean, he's certainly not like Huey, and he's certainly not like Tyson. And people might say it's early, but I remember seeing Huey in his third or fourth fight. You could see a good boxer there. The problem with Tommy Fury is that Tommy Fury hasn't had much of an amateur background as well. So, I mean, I think Tommy Fury had something like 10 amateur fights. So it's difficult to judge him. But I personally don't think that he's going to be in the boxing game for long. I really don't. I think they'll make the Jake Paul fight if Jake Paul wins tonight, and then that could be it. It could be it. 2 secs. What's this one? Hyder Rada says, Ade, do you think if Paul comes through Woodley, he'll be ready for an AJ or a Fury? Are you taking the piss with that question? Terry F says they would not have agreed to it if they thought Jake had a big chance of winning. Yeah, they think Jake has a good chance of winning because Tyron Woodley's lost his last, what, 3 or 4 fights in the UFC. He's not a boxer. He's 39. He's a small guy, 170 pounds, fighting at 190. So they've looked at all the reasons as to why they think they can win. And that's why. But as for Tyron Woodley taking a dive, no. By the way, the love shot that caught Baranchyk is perfect. When they say that he caught him on the button, like right here in the sweet spot, he ain't getting up from that. Love looks in great shape as well. Interesting name added to the 140-pound division now. Jacob Quigg, good question. Ade, when you're in the new studio, maybe 3 or 4 days when I come back from Leeds, but it's all done. Studio's done, soundproofed. The only thing that's not in there is this chair. Everything else is in there. This camera obviously is not in there, but the other camera is in there. The mics are in there. Everything's ready to go in the studio. I got this really nice picture of AJ in there. I've got a nice little Tupac and Biggie photo. I've got photos all over the place. So it's good to go. It's just me. So when I come back from Leeds, we're in there. Had Daniel Dubois fought yet, guys? I've just woken up. I don't know if Daniel Dubois fought. They're showing Barancyk's wife here. Barancyk's talking to his wife. She's crying. And I say that because that's the other side of the sport that we don't really talk about. What the wives go through watching the husbands fight like that, man, that must be brutal. That must be brutal. When all the lights have gone out and all the glitz and glamour and the fighter goes home to his wife, and for the next 3 or 4 days, he's gonna be, he's gonna be struggling. It takes a long while for the brain to just get back to where it was. It's the wife that has to look after the husband, and you can see her crying. That's emotional. Love has just gone up to Baranchyk, give a little hug, little high five to his wife as well. Man, it's difficult sport, man. Difficult sport, brutal. What's this one? Ali Talhuni says, "Yo, Ali, but JP is definitely on the PEDs." I'm not quite sure he's definitely on the PEDs. I do have my conspiracies, my concerns. I wouldn't 110% say he's on it, but I have my own theories. I don't know if you guys saw the face-off they had, and Tyron Woodley kind of just put it on him, says, "You're on the PEDs." And Jake's response wasn't of a man that is not on them. Let me say that. That's the only thing I can say. I think I've just made the best coffee in the world. I really do. All right, let's read a few more. Rowan Perry says Baranchyk is going to end up slurring his words. Man's been in too many wars. Yes, he has. Far too many wars. Mark, apologies, says, did you get the pictures you wanted from Fight Camp? Nope, didn't get them. But that's fine, because I've got a couple of other good photos anyway. A few of you have asked that, actually. Ade, did you manage to get the pic from Fight Camp in the end? Guys, do you want me to do a behind the scenes for the Leeds Fight Camp as well? Let me know if you want me to do that. I'll do exactly the same thing. If you guys enjoy, it's a bit different, but if you guys want me to do it, let me know and I'll do it. Someone said the bar's on next, which is good. We've got a little fight to get into. The Docus says, is that the love that used to be signed to Floyd? No. Love that used to be signed to Floyd is now Jake Paul's trainer, Jalen Love, who's retired. Okay, a lot of you guys are saying yes, you want the behind the scenes stuff with Leeds. With that Leeds one, we're doing a few different bits as well. Obviously, it's not going to be in No Back Garden, it's in Headingley. We're doing a few different bits. We're going to take the bus that you guys saw behind the scenes, drive it around Leeds, and I'm going to do some interviews with Katie Taylor, Josh Warrington, and Connor Ben on that bus in Leeds. So I think they're thinking of some really good stuff. So yeah, we'll do it. What else? What's this? People keep spamming Tyron won. Can anyone confirm that Tyron Woodley hasn't fought yet? Guys, I can tell you now, the time is 2:45. Don't expect Tyron Woodley to fight until 4:30. This is a long one. This is going to be a long stream. That fight ain't happening until 4:30. Question here from Prince Vaughan. What time does the main event start? I've heard 4:30 4:30 latest, possibly 4. Yeah. Warlock 129 says, speaking of the studio, did you manage to get the Boatsy poster from Fight Camp? No, didn't manage to get it. There's someone, to be fair, at Matchroom trying to get it for me, so we'll get it. But she's trying to frame it all up and everything. I'm like, just give it to me. Don't need it to be framed. Just give it to me. Michael Bisping is doing work for BT Sports ringside. It's interesting to have Michael there. Like I kind of get why they've got him there, because Michael, obviously, TYRON Woodley, UFC, but it's a boxing event. I don't know. All right, so Molly Mae Smith has confirmed the order of things today. We've got Dubois next, then Serrano, then Paul. Dubois will end in a couple of rounds. Serrano will probably go the distance, and then we got Jake Paul. So maybe we don't have that long. Maybe we got about an hour. No, it's not going to come on before 4 o'clock. Put it that way. It's not coming on before 4 o'clock. Sam Stock says, why did the stream go down for the Pac-Man fight? StreamYard, I don't know what happened. StreamYard just crashed. Look, touch fucking wood that it doesn't crash again tonight. Satwell and the Jet says, do you think Conor Benn could KO Broner? No, I do not. One thing about Broner is that Broner's got a chin. Say what you want about Broner. Even the fights he loses, he gets up and he will keep going. Broner, that's a fight too soon for me for Conor. I think Broner will show Conor a few tricks that he hasn't seen before. I know Eddie mentioned it, but not for me. Not for me. The Dockash 22 says, Dubois fighting in this, do you reckon he even picks up a fan base? No, I don't, to be honest. I mean, you know, it's not just the fight night where Dubois got to pick up a fan base. It's the, you know, everything in the build up. He's got to try and sell the fight. And I've heard nothing about Daniel Dubois in this build up. Nothing. And this is the thing, you can get all these guys on these big events, but sometimes the main event's so big, they almost get forgotten. And I almost feel like Dubois has been forgotten in this build-up. I can't tell you now, like I honestly can't tell you who Daniel Dubois is fighting. I can't tell you. I honestly, I like, so if I can't tell you, then it's not worked, honestly. So he's almost been forgotten in this. I'll tell you now. Samuel Harrison says, Dubois had a decent interview with Ariel Helwani. Ariel's very good. Ariel's very good, so that doesn't shock me. Adi, what weight will AJ be versus Usyk, do you think? Michael Van Gerwen. I think, by the way, obviously this isn't the Michael Van Gerwen, but I love Michael Van Gerwen. I think it's going to be around 17-8. Nothing higher than that. Maybe a bit lower. I've seen clips of him training, and he does look quite lean. So, yeah, it wouldn't shock me. Um, 2 seconds. I'm just reading some of your stuff, peeps. Woodley smashes Jake Paul. Hope so. Hope so. Ouch, please, no. Says Frank Warren out there, network of YouTubers and influencers is hilarious. Yeah, Frank is out there, which surprised me a little bit. Just because. So one sec. I'm just gonna put my charger in before the battery dies. You know, to be fair, he's got to be out there, isn't he? I mean, he's trying to make a fight between Tommy Fury and Jake Paul, so he's got to be out there. It makes sense for him to be out there. Soldier Boy Health and Fitness Channel says, just come in. How did Tommy Fury do? He won, but he didn't look great. But he won. But he didn't look great. Guys, get all your questions in, you know. I'm ready to read any questions now. Let's do this, man. Let's have some fun before the main event starts. Hilly451 says, do you think at 8 going forward, Josh Taylor fights will gain more attention? It depends who he fights. Like, Josh Taylor's got to have a fight against someone of note to really gain the interest of the casual fans. That's why I've been screaming. I know we've been talking recently about Conor Benn versus Broner. I've been screaming for Josh Taylor to fight Broner. Josh Taylor will beat Adrian Broner, but Adrian Broner will sell that fight. And Adrian Broner will think that he can beat Josh Taylor. That's a perfect American fight for him. It really is. He needs to fight someone like that. Like, he's got some really good names on the record. How many of those guys are household names? Ramirez, Postal, Baranchik, even Prograis. How many of those really big names? Broner's bigger than all of those guys combined, I think. So he's got to chase someone like a Broner. That will be the fight for him. And then everyone will get interested in Josh Taylor. Stephen Tokley says Jake Paul smacks Tommy Fury about. I wish I was joking, but Fury is truly awful. Based on what? Based on the fact that Jake Paul beat Ben Askren and Nate Robinson and Deji. I mean, how have you come to that conclusion, Stephen? Talk to me. Hyder Rada says Josh Taylor should chase Broner, Javante, or Pacquiao. Pacquiao is not going to get Javante. Javante is interesting. Again, because they will think they can beat Josh. This is what's funny. Javante Davis will think he can beat Josh Taylor, and I don't think he can at 140 pounds. Josh Taylor is the best 140-pound fighter out there, but I don't think they can do him. So I think he should chase him. We'll see. Daniel Dubois looks really good on the scales, by the way. Looks really good shape. Probably best shape of Cinnamon. And to be fair, his opponent looks in really good shape as well. What's his name? Kasumano looks really good as well. Let me see the height difference between these two. Okay, Dubois is at least 3 inches taller. This guy might come to scrap though, but Dubois should get the job done. I saw something, a really good question. Andrew says, Mayweather or Roy Jones, not for pay-per-view sales, but for ring mastery. I'm gonna go Mayweather just because of longevity. But even Mayweather, when he got old, was still able to kind of have those skills. Where I thought Roy, look, peak for peak, you've got to go Roy. Roy was ridiculous, but it's all about longevity for me. And Mayweather was able to kind of hold that longevity for a lot longer, wasn't he? Even as he started to slow down. I can't tell you how great coffee this was. I like this fight. I like this a lot. Billy Bob Joe says Wardley versus Dubois. Yeah, I'm all for it. It's a great fight. That it's a perfect fight. They've got Joe Weller. Is that his name? In the studio. That is his name. A YouTube content creator. This is also weird. Joe Weller is in the studio. I'm guessing talking about boxing. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. That's crazy. Sean Gavin says, why does Joe Joyce's age get overlooked? Man's 35 and just turned up to the party. I don't think it gets overlooked. That's why they were trying to fast track him. I think they know, but I don't know if 35 is that old for a heavyweight. Deontay Wilder's, I think, a year older than Joe Joyce, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think 35 is that old when you can keep yourself in good shape, and he clearly is in good shape. And there isn't much wear and tear on him either. That's probably why it gets overlooked. This is very interesting. Rowan Perry says, what are they doing with Hughie Fury? I thought he'd have been on the AJ undercard. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Fury. And what I mean by that is I don't even know if he has a contract with Matchroom. I think he had a 2-fight deal, which might have expired, and I think they're trying to re-up and renegotiate that deal right now. As for him being on the AJ undercard, it doesn't shock me that he's not, because this is an AJ undercard. And what I mean by that is a lot of the fighters are with 258 management. Obviously, Lawrence Okoli, 258 management. Campbell Hatton, 258 management. So a lot of them are with AJ. So it doesn't shock me that a non-258 guy is there. That doesn't shock me at all. Rakoba 2020 says, I think Teofimo versus Taylor will be a good fight, 140 pounds. Yeah, that'd be a very good fight. That'll be an exceptionally good fight. But let's see what Teofimo can do against Cambosos, which is scheduled for October. I'm trying to think what date is. Is it October 9th as well? Like, there's so many fights in. I think it might be October the 15th. Apologies. So many fights in and around that time. Rayan Bagani says Joe Weller on Sky. Of how boxing has changed. He's on BT Sports, but yeah, same thing. Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. Because I don't even think of Jake Paul as a YouTuber. Like, I don't think of the YouTube boxing one. I mean, this is now professional boxing. So it is weird to have Joe Weller in there. Did Joe Weller not fight Jake Paul? Is that what it is? Was that not his first sort of like weird fight? What's this one? W Rare says, "How is the zone game changing, serving up Tosh on a budget?" I wouldn't call the fight card coming up Tosh. I mean, it's easy for me to say that, but I wouldn't call it Tosh. Like, I wouldn't call Warrington versus Lara, Katie Taylor, Conor Ben versus Granados Tosh. Um, Look, we all want more. Trust me, as a fight fan, I want more, but I don't think we can say that's Tosh. SK.K says, "Respect Ade, big up from Manchester, keep grinding." Yes, brother. Yes, brother. Karma Serene. I've not heard from Karma for a while. Hope Daniel Dubois pulls out a win here. Yeah, he should. I'll be shocked if he doesn't. Jacob Quick says, "Wasn't Johnny Nelson going to train that Joe Weller?" He was. I remember that. That don't happen there, but he certainly was. Will Jones says, "Props to Frank for getting his boys this exposure." Yeah. Daniel Dubois' opponent is coming to the ring. Loads of empty seats, by the way. I know there's a couple of fights left, but loads of empty seats. I heard that this fight is trending in America to do crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. Not this one, obviously, but Jake Paul, TYRON Woodley. Bit weird that this fight's in Cleveland. Like, you'd think this would be in Vegas. Bit strange it's been in Cleveland. Leo Mac 1 says, "Lara stops Warrington again. These Mexicans are no joke." Yeah, the only thing, though, difference this time, well, there's a lot of things different, but the biggest thing is that Warrington has 20,000 fans this time. That's going to make some difference. Oh, is that where Jake's from? Proteus says that's where Jake is from. Yeah, it's still, even if it is where he's from, I mean, you still expect the big fights to be in Vegas or Madison Square Garden or the Barclay Center or Barclay Arena in New York. Sorry, it's a bit weird for it to be in Cleveland. Like, big time boxing in Cleveland, strange. Not me says $60 pay-per-view in the US. Fuck that. I'm giving you my business. Yeah, $60 is a lot. $60 is a lot. That's crazy. That's what is that? 45 pounds? That's mad. 45 fucking pounds. That is crazy. You know how crazy that is? Like, think about it again. We are upset, rightly so, that AJ versus Usyk is 24.95. Anthony Joshua, the second or first biggest name in boxing, is fighting Usyk, and that's 25 quid. And we're having heart attacks and fucking heart palpitations. Jake Paul versus TYRON Woodley is nearly double that. That's some mad shit. What's this one? Andres Gomez says, "Yo, Ade, I remember you worked in Zimbabwe for a bit. Just got offered a job there for 3 months. It's a nice place to be for a few months." Or is it a nice place? It's a wonderful place. The only thing I will say is the finances are really messed up over there. Like, there's no cash and cash machines. It's very weird. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. I'd love to go there. Zimbabwe is a place that I'd actually like to live, but I just need the basics sorted. And yeah, it's gonna take a while, I think, to get them sorted. Daniel Dubois in the ring now. Yeah, let's see how Danny Dubois looks. Remember, this is what his second fight under Shane McGuigan. I think it does take 3 or 4 camps to kind of really get in sync with your trainer, but hopefully he puts in a good performance. Morgan Thomas says the World Boxing Super Series returning. Yes, it is. I think they're also looking at doing a female super featherweight world boxing super series as well. So the likes of Terry Harper, Tasha Jonas, supposedly they're all going to be on that. So it should be a good one. Will Jones says, is this on Sky or BT? BT Sports box office. Rayan Bagani says, Ali, do you ever bet on fights? No, I don't bet on fights. I don't bet on anything, if I'm honest with you. I don't like have a betting account or anything like that. I mean, I might have a bit of fun with a friend and I'll bet you £10 that Chelsea won't beat Liverpool type stuff, but I don't really bet on things like that. Guys, I'm going to commentate on this fight, by the way. They're doing the ring announcements now. His opponent is supposed to Daniel Dubois is 6'4". They're saying that his opponent is 6'4" as well. Stop it. I just saw the weigh-in and they were fucking face to face, and Dubois got at least 2 to 3 inches on this guy. That his opponent is like, I'll say 6'2". 33. His opponent's record is 19-3. Out of the 19 wins, though, 17 by knockout. That just means you can punch, isn't it? You know what makes me laugh about, like, so they're reading, like, Jimmy Lennon Jr. is doing his thing and he's got like 2 models either side of him. Why are they there? Like, what purpose, like, do they bring to the ring? It's funny how that's just a thing, by the way. You know, also comes back for Warrington Lara, ring card girls comes back. Obviously, we've not had ring card girls on British soil for a long time. They come back for Warrington Lara. Mark Stubbs says, hello from Belfast. Hello, Mark. How are you, my man? Rowan Perry says, the girls are there for a bit of eye candy. Yeah, it's just weird, though, isn't it? Just weird. Edward Hogan says, I hate how conservative Frank Warren's matchmaking is. Frank's not as conservative as you think. Like, you know what he does? He puts these British level fighters against each other. But you're right. Once it gets to world stage, unless they're fighting for a world title, then yeah, he'd be very, very conservative. Very. But look, I mean, this is Frank Warren. He's been in the business 40 years. I think he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Samuel Harrison says, did you see Khabib saying ring girls were pointless the other day? I didn't. But having seen them not at events, like them not being there, it does make me kind of feel like, what's the point in them being there? Like, I didn't even realize they weren't at fight camps until someone pointed out, shit, no ring girls. And I was like, oh yeah, I just don't think they need to be there. It's just a waste. Rowan Perry said Yard's opponent yesterday was utter shit. Yes, he was. But I heard he also got his rib broken. Like, Yard actually broke his rib with the second knockdown. Like, broke it. Honestly. Okay, maybe they are the same height then. At the way they look the same height. They certainly look like the same height now. By the way, this guy's fighting looks like he's ready to go, by the way. Looks like he's ready to fight. Stephen Dodd says, I just joined the live stream at enjoyed the Montana Love fight. Was really good. Yeah, a lot of people quite high on that Love guy now after that Baron Chick win. Let's see what happens. Ding, ding, ding. Round 1. Daniel Dubois in black trunks with white trim. Cosmano in what looks like sort of white shorts with an Italian trim. So he's got the green, white and red. Is it Italian or Mexican? I'm not quite sure. What possibly Mexican, to be honest with you. I'm very intrigued to see what Daniel Dubois does differently now. We know he's heavy-handed, but will we see a bit more boxing from him under Shane McGuigan? Let's see. Let's see if he uses his jab a lot more. I know that's something he's been working on with Shane. Obviously, that's something that he got completely destroyed with when he fought Joe Joyce, right? Joe Joyce's jab was the key factor in that fight. A couple of jabs from Daniel Dubois. Nice little right hand. Unloads him already. This could go early. This could go early. The guy's fought his power down. Bloody hell. I said this. Cosmano is down in the very first round. He might not get up. The count's at 8. The count's at 9. The count's at 10. He's got up at 10. And the referee has let him get up at 10, which is very rare. The bar is going to knock this guy out now. Let's see what the bar can do. The bar's got to be careful. The guy clearly has power, but the bar is clearly just going for the fences here. This guy's not going to last. The bar has heavy, heavy hands. The guy's taking shots on the back rope. I feel like the bar's going to get caught as he just did there. He got caught with a right, and he backs up now. Dubois, he felt that. He's landed another big one. The guy's down again. He ain't getting up. This is done in the very first round, people. Cosmano is not getting up here. Counts at 7, 8, 9. He's up at 9. Credit to him for getting up. Credit to him for getting up at 9. But the bar's got a minute to finish this in the very first round. That will be a statement, by the way. The bar's got to be careful. That's it. The guy's down, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. The bar knocks this guy out in the very first round. Now, I have to be brutally honest with you. I don't know too much about Cosmano, but doesn't matter. That's a bit of a statement. That is a bit of a... The bar has heavy hands. Heavy hands. Jeez. I mean, what next for Dubois? Like, this was just a little bit of an outing, but I'm happy for Dubois. I really am. He's a nice kid, and he's gone to America. And the Americans, even more so than us, just want to see violence and action. I mean, they got what they wanted. Mike Tyson, look, not comparing him to Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson's career early was built up on knocking tomato cans up in the very first round. And Dubois has just done exactly that. Good win. Good, solid win. He was a bit reckless, Dubois, when he was coming in, but I think he trusts his chin so much. Yeah, good win for Dubois. What's everyone said? What's this one? The Doku 22 says, what's the point of these? Have a fight. Look, there's a few things here. Have a fight, ideally and hopefully a bit more attention on you, which will happen now. There'll be some people in America that will report on this. That they'll report on it, whether it be ESPN or people will talk about Daniel Dubois knocking out someone in the very first round. So have a fight, get some attention, get paid. Remember, that's important. And on to the next. And not only that, but again, have another fight under Shane McGuigan, another fight camp under Shane McGuigan. You can do all the sparring you want, but to get in there is a bit different. And now he'll be out again. Dubois will be out again very, very soon. Remember, I wonder if he'll be out again, if there's enough time for him to be out October 9th for Yard versus Arthur 2. Who knows? Like this point by Juliet Curtis, 100 says, he does his talking in the ring. Yeah, that's clear. Right, he does, you know, we laugh that he's not the greatest talker and people take the piss out of him. He does his talking in the ring. Interesting comment here from Humphrey Nwusu, who says, seriously, this makes boxing look like a joke. Why? No one was saying this when Mike Tyson was doing it in the 80s. No one was saying this when Lennox Lewis was doing it early either. No one was saying it. This is, you know what it is? This is heavyweight boxing. If someone hits you clean and they weigh 18.5 stone, you're going down. Just how it is, you're going down. Hilly451 says, do these one-sided tune-up fights really bring casuals to the sport? Yeah, they do. Now, the casuals would rather see this than Chocolatito versus Estrada. Fact. Am I lying? If you was to put on the Dubois fight or a Chocolatito versus Estrada fight, they will be more interested in this. Seeing two big men go in and have a go and swing. This is what they want. This is exactly the type of fight the casuals want. They don't want to see technical stuff and none of that crap. They want to see two big guys go and have a swing. And that's all they care about. Boom says, seeing Dubois in a Showtime pay-per-view ring is weird. Yeah, very strange, isn't it? Very, very strange. I hope now, though, with that being over so quickly, what's the time? Time is 10 minutes past 3. I hope now that they can get a move on and get Serrano in the ring quickly so we can see Serrano do her thing. This is true. Toby Player says just took shots like this and didn't even move. That's fucking mental. To think that Joyce didn't even take a backward step really when he fought Joe Joyce. That's crazy when you say it now. Super chat here from Lewis Moore. Really appreciate super chat, Lewis. Thank you very much. Says, yes, Ade, back from holiday and ready to watch the amateur boxing match on tonight. Hope you're well. I am very well. All right, this is interesting. They've got Ariel Helwani in the ring doing the interviews. Interesting. I mean, look, Ariel's great and he knows he's boxing, but still, that's surprising. Didn't expect to see that. Didn't expect it at all. I'm a huge fan, by the way, of Ariel Helwani, but very, very strange. Delina says, how many minutes until the fight? About 60 minutes, I'd say, Delina. I think we're on in about an hour. That's what I think. Ronan Perry says, the Showtime commentary just said that Dubois dropped AJ in sparring, even though there's no proof of it happened. As you said, though, Hallen. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I'm surprised they even mentioned that. I find that silly. I'm not just saying it as an AJ fan, but sparring. Do you know what I mean? Like what happens in sparring happens in sparring. I think the only one that AJ is 100% confirmed is David Price. I think he's 100% confirmed that David Price put him down in sparring. But if I'm Daniel Dubois, I don't even mention that again. Like he shouldn't mention it again. He should just move on from that. Shanice Bernie says, what time is Jake versus Tyron for Irish viewers? Anyone answer, please? Shanice, you're looking about an hour's time. So right now the time is 10 past 3. You're looking at about 10 past 4 for it. About 10 past 4. What's this one about? Ali Talhuni says, Helwani doing boxing interviews and Matt Kellerman is an MMA analyst now. Strange world we live in. It is a bit strange. BT Sports doing an interview as well with Daniel. They're doing an interview ringside. She's I don't know who this lady is, but she's on the apron. Just get in the ring or let Daniel Noir get out of the ring to do the interview. Look at me now that I'm a bit of a broadcaster complaining, but I just find it a bit weird where she's doing the interview from. Super chat here from Kusami YM says Usyk versus Joshua. Boy, it's got to be AJ in it, but I am shitting myself, but it's got to be AJ. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hyder Raider says, Addy, is it true Yard versus Arthur 2 is box office with Dubois on the card? I think Dubois might be on the card against no one big, but I didn't hear anything about it being box office. I mean, I spoke to Francis Warren yesterday, obviously Frank's son, and that wasn't mentioned, but I'd be shocked if that's box office. RGR for pay-per-view. No, thank you. No, thank you. Molly May Sif says, frustrating from Dubois, not is it a chance to perform, which he clearly did, but you need to seize that mic time and call people out. Yeah. Dubois is not a bad speaker, you know. That's just not his thing. But who should he be calling out? Even if he were, I wouldn't, I'm not quite sure on who he should call out, if I'm honest with you. Maybe a couple more fights like this. I'm not quite sure what they do with Dubois yet. Not sure at all. Alejandro Barreras says, what do you think of Francis Ngannou? Love him. I love Francis Ngannou, the Predator. Let's see how he gets on against if he does get that fight against. There's a couple of from John Jones. Is it Cyril Gane, the one that's now the interim champion? A couple fights from now, but yeah, we'll see. Edward Hogan says, if Jake wins tonight, it's won me over. The guy was doing Disney 5 years ago. This is what I'm saying. This guy was doing Disney 5 years ago. YouTube fights against nobodies 3 years ago. Now he's fucking fighting on pay-per-view in America. It's crazy. Finbar White, super chat. Really appreciate that. My man says, Ade, morning. Hope you get coffee. Do you think BT pushing Dubois more than Joyce? Yeah. Frank loves Daniel Dubois. Joe Joyce isn't his guy. Joe Joyce came in as a challenger, beat his guy, and he's almost just had to like him. But in saying that, let's not forget Joe Joyce has recently signed a new deal with Frank Warren. He could have gone to Eddie. Eddie would have signed him up, right? I mean, he would love to have Joe Joyce. He's got a few fighters from Sam Jones that fight under the DAZN Matchroom banner. So Eddie must have made a move for him, but he's decided to stick with Frank. So there must be something in there. Boom says Dubois should go for the British title once Joyce vacates. He won't go for that. He's won that already. I don't think he'll go for that at all. Everyone's saying names like Wardley. Wardley's a good fight for him. Decent fight. Babbage, I think he's too big for Babbage, but there's good fights out there for him, and then he could potentially fight in America again. Alejandro Barra says this is off topic, but what type of music do you like? Ade, everything. If I'm honest with you, my music of choice would be rap, old school, 90s hip hop, Tupac, Nas, that kind of stuff, but everything. Rowan Perry says, Ade, get rid of Teeny. Just get rid of him. Thank you very much. I love my people in this. They are like fucking detectives in this motherfucker. Muzi Moyo says, for me, if Jake wins, the next one should have VADA testing. If he wins, then he's got me too. He actually there is drug testing for the fight, by the way. I think there's now more increased drug testing. They're gonna have like after the fight test, which they should have had anyway, but there's now a bit more scrutiny on Jake Paul, I think, because of what Tyron Woodley says. Haida Rada says Dubois should fight a big name and then an eliminator for a world title, maybe a Bryant. Yeah, Trevor Bryant is, I think, now fighting at Bridgeweight, but Bryant's very, very dangerous for someone like Danny Dubois because he's very experienced and sets a lot of traps. But you know, I don't know. We'll see. I heard this is really good, by the way. I've not seen it. Becca W says, did you see the Chrissy Martin doc on Netflix? I've not seen it. By the way, the WBA rankings are up. Daniel Dubois is ranked number 1 by the WBA. How do you lose to Joe Joyce, have 2 gimme fights, and then become number 1 with the WBA? So that means he's basically mandatory now for AJ, Daniel Dubois. And everyone wonders why people say throw the belts away. Daniel Dubois is mandatory for AJ, people. This is a good question. 2020 Vision says, who wins, 4 or Eddie? Well, 4 tore his bicep off the bone. Sorry, Eddie Hall tore his bicep off the bone, so he's not fighting anytime soon. But I would have gone for 4 anyway. I think 4's been actually in real fights. At least he's lost a couple of boxing matches, but he's at least had them. And he's lost a lot of weight. He's in great shape. So I'll go 4. Shank Golfer says, thanks for the stream. Thank you so much for being awake, people, for this stream. Toby Platt says, Ade, I do really appreciate that even though you're now with DAZN, huge congratulations, by the way. You haven't become a company man, have remained like you were. We're close to becoming a company man, but we're trying to keep it real still. It's difficult, but we're trying to keep it real. Reese says, off topic, Ade, but you got to but you got to go out of your mind saying Ronaldo isn't the best player to play for Man United. Oh, you, you watched that video. He isn't the best player. Ronaldo is not the best player to have played for Man United. Ronaldo is the best player that has played for United, but not whilst wearing a United shirt. Like, maybe I'm just too old, but I mean, you guys have got to watch George Best and Bobby Charlton and Dennis Law and even Wayne Rooney at East Pomp when he played for United as well. Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs. Come on, people. Come on. Gupster says, Ade, it's been confirmed that there is no local drug testing for this fight. If there's no local drug testing, then I have my theories to what's going on. I really do. The Dogcash 22 says, can he fight an actual active boxer, do? Jake Paul, is it just making money fighting retiring MMA and celebrity fighters? Look, the thing is, you keep on rolling this dice until your numbers don't come up. If he can get 5-10 million fighting the guys he's fighting, why fight an actual boxer? Like, is it to appease us? Like, why does he have to fight a real boxer? If, like, say, okay, let's just put it this way: you get 5 million to fight TYRON Woodley or Ben Askren or Nate Robinson. You get 7 million to fight an actual boxer that could fuck you up. What do? You fight a Ben Askren and TYRON Woodley every single day of the week. You don't even risk fighting a real fighter. You don't, unless the money starts to go down and people call for you to fight. But right now, I mean, all he's got to do is fight ex-MMA guys, or maybe even a washed up boxer. But even that's risky. For now, MMA guys. But again, people, let's appreciate the jump here. 3 fights ago, it was Nate Robinson. 2 fights ago, Nate Robinson. The last fight, Ben Askren. Now, TYRON Woodley. That's a jump. It's a jump. Toby, Ogugwa, have I said that correctly? Says that Akeem Ennis Brown fight was a joke. They robbery. Yeah, big robbery. And the thing about Akeem Ennis Brown is that, look, his style is not a fan favorite style. You know, he doesn't sell that many tickets. So he might struggle to get an opportunity again. And that's what's disappointing. He was already an avoided fighter. That everyone knows that about him. He's going to be more avoided now. He's got no belts. Like, people wanted to fight him because he had the British and Commonwealth. He's now got nothing. So he's going to have to start again, small hall shows, maybe an undercard of something big. It's a shame. It's a shame. And not only that, but the money changes as well. Like, him going into the ring as a British Commonwealth champion, he gets a bit more of that. Him going into the ring now as a guy that's just lost his last fight, the paycheck comes right down to the point where he's going to have to work and fight now for the next couple of fights. Bullshit. Bullshit. Rowan Perry says a drug test after the fight doesn't do anything. There's nothing in their systems now if they were doing anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything at all, by the way. If he's cheating, and this is, I don't want to sort of throw things at him now, but if he's cheating, then he's got away with it. Lee 451 says boxing is the best sport in the world, held up by not making the fights the public want. Couldn't have said it better, my friend. Couldn't have said it better. Taylor to the Star says, how out of place does Joe Weller look on BT Sport? Like a bring your son to work day. It's embarrassing that Joe Weller's even there. Like, if you're going to have him there, you bring him in just for the Jake Paul fight. And then he can talk about the magnitude of the subscribe. Like, why is Joe Weller giving his opinion on the sport of boxing when, well, I don't know, is he now a boxing guy? It's a bit weird. It's a bit strange. Little football question here. Why not? Might as well. Finbar White says, Ade, if you had to pick 2 Liverpool legends to play for Liverpool now, who would you pick? That's a bloody good question. Right now, you've got to have Gerrard in the midfield, haven't you? You've just got to. So Steven Gerrard in the midfield, and I would go. I can't pick between Torres and Suarez, the number 9. I'm a big Fernando Torres fan, you know. So I might, I know it sounds crazy, but I think I might go Fernando Torres above Suarez down. So those would be the two that I pick. All right, I think this is Amanda Serrano's opponent walking to the ring. Yeah, I think it is. I hope it is. If that's the case, we are just one fight away. By the way, I will say this though, it is still very empty. If this is the fight, if this is the co-main event, then it looks empty still. Like co-main, I would expect it to be a lot bigger. Interesting. I knew a lot of people would say this. Robbie Fowler, number 9. Yeah, I get that. I understand. I'm a big Fowler fan as well. So, it probably would be Fowler over Fernando Torres, to be honest. Hader Ryder says, who's Dillian White fighting? We don't know. We don't know yet. Honestly, guys, is this the co-main? Let's see if Amanda Serrano's getting the ring next. If this is the co-main, I'm shocked by the attendance here. Like, it's not half full. Like, I'm not fooled by the camera angles. I mean, when they pan up or pan now to the back of these fighters, it's nowhere near full. Maybe it's not, all the hype isn't what we think when it comes to Jake Paul. Maybe it isn't. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's co-main. Interesting. Super chat from Edward Hogan says, good to see some of these circus type fights not being on Triller. Respect to Snoop, but him laughing on commentary was awful. Yeah, agreed. I hated that. If Jake comes through, I'd love to see him call out Anderson Silva. I like that. The only problem with Anderson Silva is I don't think it's a fight that moves the needle. Anderson Silva won't talk trash back, and even his English, it's good. Like, his English is solid, but it's not. Obviously, it's not his native tongue. TYRON Woodley has a bit of a mystique around him because and he's still a UFC fighter. Ben Askren was able to kind of play the game. Anderson Silva won't. So I don't think it's a fight that will do good numbers, but I like the call out just because Anderson can box as well. Amanda Serrano making her way to the ring. Isn't she like a 6 or 7 weight world champion? I really want to see her versus Katie Taylor, and I'll be able to make my judgment on watching her now live. This is my first time actually watching her live. Normally, I just watch her highlights. Sorry, I just plugged my phone in. Guys, I'm actually, again, I know, look, we're still probably, depends on how long this fight goes, we're about 45 minutes, an hour away from main event. And I expected it to be way more people in attendance than this. Way more people. I expected, I don't know why. Like the way Jake Paul and the way they make it out, like they make out like he's this, like, this machine or the big ticket selling machine. Co-main event, and it looks empty. Either that or they're all in a casino waiting for the main event to get underway. I don't know. 2 seconds. Boom says Serrano wins loads of vacant titles. Yeah, that's the fight for them. I mean, her winning loads of vacants is one thing, but it's not like they're, she's upgraded to championship. They have to give, I mean, she has to fight for them, doesn't she? I'm trying to look at our opponent. Our opponent's 18-2, 5 knockouts. What's her name? Yamlef Mercado. Amanda Serrano, 40-1, 30 knockouts. I can actually punch. 30 knockouts from 40 fights. Let's see how this one plays out. Stephen Tokley says, what next for White Ade? Would love to see him versus Gassiev. Oh, Gassiev's an interesting name. Or Hergovich. Hergovich is now signed on to fight this Russian kid who's unbeaten. Not a great fight. I watched a few highlights of the kid. But yeah. Samuel Harrison says tickets started at $20, by the way. Yeah. I'm a bit shocked by the attendance. I would say, looking at it now, there's probably about 7,000 in there. And trust me, out of the 7,000, 1,000 of those would be free tickets that they've just given to people. Maybe it isn't the draw we expected. Maybe. Kian Higgins says, when's Jake fighting? Jake's fighting in about an hour. So this is the co-main event. So whenever this finishes, Jake Paul will be coming to the ring. Useful Idiot says, loving the DAZN show with Tony. Hope you've got a long-term deal. Yeah, I'm doing some good stuff with them. So obviously I'm doing this one coming up, Leeds. I'm doing the fight card in Liverpool, Fowler versus Smith. I'm doing AJ versus Usyk. And might be something else coming up, something really big. So yeah, we'll see when it happens. This is interesting. Jacob Quick says, "Thank fuck it's bank holiday, 3:30 a.m. You know, well it's bank holiday, but I'm still got work tomorrow. I've still got work. Oh, you are trolling. You are trolling. Do I even need to read it out? I'm reading it out anyway. Not trolling here, but Jake Paul beats Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., a former world champion. In this, no, he does not. No, he does not. Come on, stop it. Where are we getting these things from? Where and why? Who am I rooting for? What, in the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight? Tyron fucking Woodley, 100%. It's not even close. Have I missed any questions? All right, we are going to do a bit of commentary on this one. Alejandro Barrera says, "Is Lionel Messi God?" No, he's not, but he's very close to being. Might not be God, might be Jesus Christ now, but he's, jokes aside, very, very close to me. He's really, really good. Just looking at Amanda Serrano here. She literally runs through the weight classes, don't she? It's impressive. It's impressive. 7-weight world champion is, I don't care, male or female. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, can this fight start? He's taken about a year to bring up all her accomplishments. Let's just see what she's got. All right, guys, we're going to do a bit of commenting on this one as well, just to kind of keep me awake. Don't forget to smash the like button if you're watching this right now. If you're new to the channel as well, hit that subscribe button. This is the co-main event. It's obviously now 3:33. After this one, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one we've all been waiting for, Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. But let's see how Serrano gets on in this one. There's a lot of calls for Serrano to fight Katie Taylor next, providing that she gets through this, and even providing that Katie Taylor gets for her fight in Headingley. It's a fight that was scheduled to happen before and then got canned. I think Serrano was very vocal about the money she's getting, so she wants more. She always speaks about that. So, yeah, maybe that's the reason it was canned. I think Fowler will beat Smith, or at least I hope he does, from Useful Idiot. Not many people want that, if I'm honest with you. So we'll see how it plays out. All right, Amanda Serrano in the white and blue, and her opponent, I'm going to say Masado rather than Mercado, in the black and what do you call it, black with writing and logos all over the place. They are swinging for the fences early, by the way. I mean, this girl is swinging for the fence as well, but she doesn't even have a punch. So it's surprising that she's going that route rather than boxing route. So Serrano does look so tight, really good footwork, knows how to cut off the ring. Does look a bit awkward there, Serrano, but yeah, you get away with that. Remember, just to confirm, for those of you that are new to the sport of boxing, it is 2-minute rounds for the females, although that I think should be 3, but it's 2-minute rounds. So got a minute left of round number 1. Good little, nice little jab. Serrano on the way back there. Nice little, just comfortable. Serrano find out the southpaw stance. Getting caught. Like her opponent, Mercado, she's very awkward and she throws what looks like an obvious sort of looping right hand like that almost like Golovkin like, but it's landing. It's landed a couple of times. Super chat here from Shefe Asmat says, when is this fight starting at? And do you think boxing is in the mud like Arsenal? That's fucking not, definitely not like Arsenal. Arsenal's in the mud. Fight should be starting after this one. So this is the co-main event between Serrano and Mercado. First round. Yeah, so this one could go the distance. I don't think it will because Serrano we know can punch. But even if it does go the distance, it's straight after this. Thank you so much for the super chat as well, my man. Protea says kickboxing has 2-minute rounds. Yeah, I don't even think that's a good thing though. So I don't know who this is in the changing room with TYRON Woodley. He looks jacked. TYRON Woodley is in great physical shape here. What does that mean when it comes to boxing? I don't know, but he does look absolutely jacked. It's a shame that we're not seeing more of him. Yeah, I don't think they're going to show him again. Molly Mae Smith, yeah, listen to her. She says, like the live if you've not already, people. Yes, please, it'd be nice if you could. It'd be nice. What's this one from Rowan Perry? Serrano looks like she's wearing regular shoes, and Mercado has nicked my boots. Let's have a look. What's Serrano wearing? Serrano does look like she's wearing Jordans. Serrano looks like she's just wearing normal trainers. I don't. Do you guys remember David Hay did that when David Hay fought Derek Chisora? David Hay came into the ring as well, and he was wearing normal trainers. Serrano looks like she's wearing. It could be Air Jordan 4s. I think she's wearing Jordan 4s in the ring. Wow. That is very, very strange. Yeah. But 45 seconds gone of round number 2. I will say this though, this Mercado has she's come to fight. She has. Serrano just looks a bit flat-footed for me. A good body shot there from Serrano, disguised that quite well. It's a little bit flat-footed. She almost seems to be following. Oh, nice little cute right hand there from Serrano. Very little, nice little. Just remember that punch that caught Kell Brook with, like very short 1-inch punch. That's what she just threw. Very good. Big super chat here from Edward Hogan. Really appreciate my man. Thank you very, very much. So, do you think Tommy could be similar to Tyson, where Tyson just goes level above whatever fight he's fighting, regardless of what level? Feels like Tyson needs big fights to raise his game, and maybe Tommy might be similar. I see what you're doing and I see what you're saying, but I think we all, even in Tyson's fights early, you still saw glimpses. Okay, that's a good fighter. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we've seen that in Tommy. And let's be honest, Tommy's fighting nobodies, and we still haven't seen it. So if you can't show it to us fighting nobodies, then I don't think Frank's going to risk putting him in with someone to see it. I think it's going to take a while before he fights anyone of note, like a while, like something like his 20th fight or something. Might as well let him fight Jake Paul. What's this one? Darren. Okay, I'm not going to read that. I see what you did. I see what you, Darren. You think you got me, didn't you? Yeah, and Tommy has had his fight. Alejandro Barrios says, "Do you live in Britain?" Yes, I do. All right, they're in the corner, so the changing room of Jake Paul. Is his brother Logan in there with him? I can't see. You know what he looks like he's got in his corner, if I'm honest with you, a bunch of yes men. But he is certainly jacked up. Like, I don't look, he does train very seriously. And he's not like he's ripped or anything like that, but he's a big lump now. Like, he's not the same guy that fought Deji. He's a big, big lump. He looks like he weighs right now about 210 pounds. That's a big, big guy. I didn't even look at these. What Rowan Perry says, are Jake Paul shorts legal or what? I didn't even look properly. Enoch says our Katie Taylor will toy with Serrano. Yeah, Katie Taylor's far too good for this Serrano that I'm seeing now. I wouldn't mind seeing Tasha Jonas fight this Serrano. Wouldn't mind seeing it at all. I do wonder if there's something wrong with the canvas because there's no reason for her to come in with those trainers. It's a bit weird. They do look like Jordan 4s, by the way. I'm not sure if they are, but they do look like Jordan 4s. She has started the round well on the front foot. Her opponents just circling out of danger quite well, actually. Nice little, again, nice sharp. So every time her opponent throws her left, Serrano is so quick to go over that left and get her right in. She needs to do way more. Serrano, I expect to see Serrano a bit better than this. Oh, that's a nice big body shot from Serrano. Big body shot. Mercado fires back with her own little left hand as well, though. I mean, she's coming to fight. She's in trouble now, though. She's got to get out of the corner, Mercado, and she does. 42 seconds left of round number 3. These ladies are swinging for the fences, people. Swinging. Someone's getting knocked out in this fight. This fight ain't getting the distance. So if you're going to make a coffee, this might be the time to do it because this fight ain't getting the distance. I'll tell you now. Jacob Quid says, Ade, have you listened to Upfront with Emil Heskey on TalkSport? The guy is so underrated. I've not, but I have spoken to Emil quite a few times. And is he underrated or is it just we expected a bit more? Like, I'm a Liverpool fan and I wanted just a bit more from Emil sometimes. Just a bit more aggression, but that's just how he was. Reese says, Ade, have you watched any of Woodley or are you going in blind? Going in blind, mate. I'm going, I've watched a lot of Woodley in the UFC. I watched nearly every one of his fights in the UFC and before that in Strikeforce. So I've watched him for years. But yeah, obviously in the lead up to this fight, in terms of a sparring, I haven't seen anything. I know that Jalen Love, Jake Paul's trainer, said like he watched him do his little media workout and he said he looked awful. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. What's this one? From Enoch. He's literally wearing Jordans in the wearing. I think it's saying in the ring. America is a weird place. She's wearing Jordans, isn't it? Well, whatever suits her. Like if she's worn them before and they've suited her, then why not? Then why not? All right, round number 4 of this 10-round fight. Amanda Serrano has won all 3 rounds so far, but you know she's been made to work a little bit here by Mercado, but she's won all 3 rounds. 2 seconds. Hilly451 says, Ade, what are your thoughts on the Harry Kane situation at Spurs? Look, he wanted to go. It was getting too tight. Man City were not prepared to pay the money. He's now staying. And knowing Harry Kane, he'll stay and he would want to put in a very good season because next season they could come in from again. Maybe even before that, maybe January. But he'll play and he'll score loads of goals for Spurs. That's just what he does. That's just how good he is. Amanda Serrano is having problems here figuring out this girl, you know. Now, Amanda Serrano is now on the back foot. The girl's taking the center of the ring. She's just trying to work out what to do here. I can tell. Someone's like, let me take a round off and see what traps I can set. That's all that's happening. 44 seconds left of round number 4. Again, another Serrano round, but credit to her opponent, Mercado, because she's stuck in it. She really has. She's on the back foot now, though. I think that shot stinged her. She got caught. Oh, Serrano's hands are fast, you know. They're not sort of razor sharp, but she's definitely like every time Mercado throws one, Serrano's answered or unanswered with 3 or 4 different shots. Tries the uppercut again. Serrano just missed this time. Nice little body shot from Serrano. Mercado needs to get out of the ropes there. She's right in the corner. She'll survive. 5 seconds left. The bell's going to go any second now. Mercado lands a nice little left, sort of right inside. Decent little scrap, this one, you know, blood. What's this one? Talita R says, what happened? What type of brand of coffee are you drinking? Nescafe, my man. Also, I say my girl, Nescafe. Let me quickly get some water, peeps. Hold on 2 secs. Mercado's eyes bust up in the corner, man. They're trying to work on her eye now. It's really bad. Was it a punch or a head clash? Oh no, a punch. A punch, big punch as well. Eyes a bit jacked up. My water should be just here. Let me far away. Got it. Hold on, 2 picks and make more water. Well Hydrate actually sent me this. Sent me quite a few of them. You see that? Sent me quite a few of those. I was at fight camp and Addie Drew. You guys know Addie Drew, right? She is sponsored by them, so she does some stuff for them. And I was like, how can I get some of that shit? And the guy was like, yeah, do you want some? I was like, hell yeah. So they sent me this. How am I supposed to fucking open it? Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh. All right, round number 5 of this one. Guys, all I'm interested in, if I'm honest with you, is Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. But round number 5 of this one, Amanda Serrano comfortably winning this, if I'm honest with you. Comfortably winning it. Jacob Quick says, are they getting those brand deals? No, not at all, if I'm honest with you. Not at all. I wish I was. I'll take them. I'll take them, boy. But no brand deals. No brand deals. I just realized I'm supposed to shake this. I've just been drinking it. Without, it says here, push, shake well, enjoy. I've clearly not done it right. Oh, that's lovely. Sugar-free vitamin water. That is lovely. All right. 3 more rounds to go until we get to see if Jake Paul can really fight. 3 more rounds to go. Big Tony Rocket says, top lad Addy. Thank you very much, Tony. Aaron Brown says, fair play to you. What do you think of Dylan deserving next title shot now? Not for me. Oh, actually, next title shot. What are we talking about? After AD gets past Usyk, and if he can't make a Wilder or Fury fight, Dylan, yeah, I agree with that. Yomi says, when are you visiting Nigeria, Ade? I was supposed to come next month, and I still might come next month. It depends. If I get to fly out to Wilder Fury, then obviously that has to be the first thing. But if I'm not chosen for that, then it will be. By the way, good little left hand there from Mercado. I don't think it troubled Serrano too much, but she got caught. Serrano's got to be careful here. Round number 6 of 10. I think Serrano wants to make a statement. Obviously, look, this is a big opportunity for her. Co-main event in a fight that a lot of people are watching. I will say this though, female boxing has improved massively over the years. Like, this is a good fight. Like, we've seen some really good female fights in the last sort of 4 or 5 years. This is one of them. This is pretty decent. Like, they can fight properly, go for it. Like, these girls are very, very good. Serrano got a cut. I think Serrano might have a cut over her left thigh. I'm trying to see. think she might. They've been rowing Hebs a lot. Wouldn't shock me. You know, you get these things like sugar-free, yeah. If it's sugar-free, why is it so bloody sweet? Like, what's in it? You know, like sugar-free, and it's got like loads of other stuff in it. Yeah. I'd rather just have sugar, if I'm honest with you. What is all this stuff I don't know about? What's this one? Factual Stuff says Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce rematch. Now, if I'm Daniel Dubois, I'm staying away from that rematch, boy. Why do you want any of that? Oh, what's this question? Graham Mark, by the way, round number 7 in the bank, 3 more rounds left to go, and then we will see what we've all been waiting for. Graham Mark says, if you could invite 5 boxers to dinner, dead or alive, who would you invite? Just my favorite 5, I'm guessing, dead or alive. But obviously, Ali's got to be there without a shadow of a doubt. Ali, Prince Nassim Mohammed, Marvin Hagler would be there. I just want characters. I'll tell you who's a bit of a character, kind of an underrated character, George Foreman and the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn. Ooh. I could pick 20, but those are the ones. Someone asking, did Dubois win? Yes, he won. First round knockout. Just to be clear where we are, people, this is round 7 of 10. This is the co-main event. The time is 10-4. After this is Jake Paul versus TYRON Woodley. Are you not excited? Because I am. Julie Curtis, 100, says Mikado holding her own. She is. She's tough. She is as tough as old boots. I don't think Serrano's going to get the stoppage. Serrano obviously got a great knockout record. Of her 40 wins, 30 have come by knockout, which is fucking incredible, to be honest with you. But I don't think she's going to get it here at all. At all. Rose AC says, how did Tommy look? Just woke up for this fight. Not good. If I'm honest with you, not good. Especially considering he's fighting a guy that never boxed before. I don't think anyway. I think that guy was making his debut, right? So yeah. This is such a random question, but I like it for some reason. Ade, do you prefer a warm bed or a cold bed? Cold. I'm the sort of person I like to go to the sheets and go woo, like that, and then warm up naturally. Sean Hodge says, I have a YouTube channel. Sean, put the name of your YouTube channel down so we can promote it. Yomi says, what do you think about Tommy Fury calling that Jake Paul instead of a proper boxer? Mate, you call that whoever's going to make you the most money and whoever you think you can win or beat. He thinks he can beat Jake Paul, and he's going to make a lot more money fighting Jake than he's going to do fighting any of these other boxers he could fight. A lot more money. You do it. That was round 8 in the can, people. 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds. Rowan Perry says, cold bed is always the way. People who like warm beds are a menace to society. 2 secs. Everyone's saying it. No one wants a warm bed. Everyone wants a cold bed. Cold bed. Everyone's saying cold, 100%. Even Talita saying, Rowan Perry, good question. It's got to be a cold bed, my man. It's got to be a cold bed. What are you guys thinking as we get closer to the fight? Let's get some predictions. What are you guys thinking for Jake Paul versus TYRON Woodley? What's the thoughts here? Oh, good question here. Jacob Quick says, Ade, are you close to getting your dream car yet? No. My dream car is a 1965 Ford Mustang. We're not close to getting that. I don't even like for me to get that, I'd have to have like a big house with a garage. I'm not going to leave that on the street, but we're not close to getting it. I was actually looking at one of those classic Porsches. I didn't realize how expensive they are. Those were the one, you know, that like a real classic 1970s, 1980s Porsche. They're expensive, and then the upkeep is big. So yeah, we're nowhere near, unfortunately, the Ford Mustang. I'm a very old school person. You can probably like, I don't give even the chair, like, I like old things. So all those little new fancy cars, not a fan of. Like even me, I've got an Audi Q5 now. Just I prefer an old car, like a real, you know what I mean, big engine, 5 liter monster. Sean Gavin says, is that car Eleanor from God in 60 Seconds? Yes, that's it. That's the car I'm talking about. That's what I want. That car I see online is £80,000, but you can get ones cheaper. But that in particular, that Eleanor goes for 80 to £100,000, and now that's a fucking car. 40 seconds left of this round. Number 8, Amanda Serrano putting the pressure on, trying to get a stoppage. At this point, I don't think she needs to impress. Like, you know, as a fighter, when someone is ready to go, and you kind of put, you put, your pedal to the metal a bit more. I think she would have. I think this Mercado can just absorb these punches. If I'm honest with you, and I just don't see the point. I'd like to know what weight this fight's at, because Mercado looks very, very big and thick. Like, really, her legs are really thick. Her arms look thick. Kevin Gallagher says, big hello from Ireland. Big hello to you too, brother. These 2-minute rounds go so quick. Final round. Again, the camera is showing, and look, I don't know if it matters anyway, to be honest with you, but the camera is showing sort of the attendance, and I just expected a bit more. I expected a bit more. Sam Stock, Shelby GT500. That's the car. That is the car. Not bad. Well hydrated for watching this. Can you send me more, please? Jacob Quigg says, Ade's a retro man, class. Yeah, I do like old. I just prefer, like, I was even looking at, the old BMW, sort of the 1980 BMWs. Looking at one of those the other day. But I feel like if you get a classic car, oh shit, sorry, round number 9 now, so 2 more rounds to go. If you get a classic car, I feel like you need a normal car to run around. You can't run around in a classic car every day. Like, I can't take a fucking Shelby Mustang to Asda, can I? I mean, or take it to the local KFC. Can't do that, can I? Fresh said 16,000 people. There's no way on this earth there's 16,000 people in there. That's some bullshit. Yes, I would. Finbar White says, would you like to see Amanda Nunes have a boxing match? I would, but I think she would. Look, she can clearly punch, but I think she'll get caught out in a boxing match. She'll get caught out very quickly as well. Phil Brett says, big up Addy from Woolwich. Big up, Phil. You're not far away from me at all. Kevin Gallagher said, I subscribed. Really appreciate that, Kevin. Thank you so much. What's this from Lockie Bradford? There's a fight in the crowd. There's always fights in boxing venues because everyone goes there and thinks they can actually fight. Always, all the time. This Mercado is as tough as old boots, isn't she? Bloody credit to her, man. She should come over. I don't know if Eddie would risk it, come over and fight some of our British girls, because she's there for the long haul, isn't she? Oh, she tried to throw a little sneaky elbow there, like Mike Tyson used to do that. Like Mike Tyson used to follow through his punches and land his elbow. She just done exactly the same thing. Mercado did, by the way. Credit to Serrano. I mean, she is trying to get the stoppage here. Her left eye is really swollen as well, Serrano, but she's trying desperately to get the stoppage. What's this one? Owen Keelan says, my brother has an 87 BMW. It's lovely. Oh, that would be sick. I would like, if I'm going to get an 87 BMW, it's either got to be black or red. with the BBW wheels. Is that what they're called? BBWs? I think that's what they're called. It's got to be sick. Something like that. Yomi says a Serrano is so technical. Are they trying to call this fight? You know what it is? I'm still. This is nothing to do with. I hate when I see ladies faces like this. Like I don't. There's something about me, and I still can't take to see a lady get beaten up. I can't take it. Fight's off. They've called it off. Are they? Wait. They haven't. Okay, no, fine. I had to say, like, give her the last round. Jesus, only 2 minutes left. I'm just not a fan of seeing ladies' eyes swell up and nose bright. Not a fan of it. Can't lie to you. What's this? The Equalizer says, does Serrano beat Taylor? No. Taylor, very, very good. Like, very, very good. She doesn't. Harley Jerome says, BBS with my man. What did I call them? BBWs. Adeola Depot. Serrano's going for the stoppage. Yeah, 1 minute 11. Serrano's really starting to try and go for this. Doesn't need to. Doesn't need to necessarily make a statement like this. She's won. She's defended all her belts. I wouldn't be shocked if this lady she's fighting Mercado has a cracked cheekbone or a fractured cheekbone here, because that's really starting to swell up on the side of her face. And look, credit to her. She is still fighting. Both of them are still fighting. Like, big credit to her, man. What's this? This is Mexico versus Puerto Rico, isn't it? Which has always been a big thing in male boxing. And she is fighting like a Mexican, this Mercado. She is actually trying to just stay in there. 30 seconds left. Even with that facial damage. Oh, big left hand from Serrano. Huge on the button. For someone that can punch as well, I'm shocked that Mercado just took that. Last 20 seconds, peeps. I'm awake now. I've fallen asleep before I drank that water. I'm now fully awake, fully invested in what we're going to have in about 20 minutes. I am bloody excited by this. Mercado celebrates for going the distance, which is nice. Serrano won that fight clearly. But I think Mercado's almost like, you know, I went the distance with Amanda Serrano. I took all her best punches, and I'm here. Someone said, Gupta said her jaw's effing broken. Let's have a look. I don't think her jaw's broken. Let's have a look. I can't really see from that angle. I don't think she is. Edward Hogan says, I can't see the main event going past the third, nor can I, and I bloody hope it doesn't. I mean, I bloody hope it doesn't go past the third because I want to go sleep. What's this one from Articulate Design? Says, man, if you're interested in that 80s kind of vibe, check out the RX-7. Yes, those rotary engines sound like nothing you've ever heard. Beautiful piece of engineering. Yeah, you got to love those cards. Like, even like the Golf GTIs. Remember the Golf GTIs? They were sick. Not the new ones, all that nonsense. The old school Golf GTIs or the Peugeot 205s DTs. Remember those? Do you remember the Vauxhall Novas? Remember those things? You don't get cars like that anymore, like really good engines. Now it's almost like the cars are fucking all plugged in. Guys, Jake Paul versus TYRON Woodley is next. Oh my God, someone's gone old school. Finbar White, Ford Cosworth. Remember those? There was another one as well. There was another one, another car like it wasn't the Ford Escort. So another one. Can't remember it, but yeah, freaking my mum had a Skoda. You know how embarrassed I was when she would drop us off to school or pick us up sometimes from school. It was a red fucking Skoda. I mean, look, you can only get what you can get, but a red Skoda, mum. Jesus Christ, man. All right. A lot of people saying predictions. My prediction, pain. No, my prediction for this one is I think Tyron Woodley's gonna knock him out. If Tyron Woodley legitimately is really trained for this fight and there's no mucking about, I think Tyron Woodley is knocking him out. I really do. But we'll see how it goes. That's it. That's what I was talking about. Ford Cortina. Muzi Moyo says it. Ford Cortina. Classic cars, mate. Classic cars. I see something. Wait, where's this is it. Rowan Perry says Woodley gets it done in 4 if there's no funny business. This is what everyone's saying, right? Will there be funny business? Will Woodley take a dive? I can't see him doing that. I really can't. But can Woodley even box? I have no idea if Woodley can even box. What other predictions? Guys, get your predictions in. I want to read it out. I want to read all your predictions out. Get them in. Terry F says, I hope Tyron wins, but my head says Jake. Jake's all convinced us that he can now fight because he's got a big mouth. It's crazy. Jacob Quick says Jake Paul can't box. No, he can't. Well, no, he can't. He's not a very good boxer, but he's got good hands. He can box a little bit. Jacob Quick says that Woodley wins. A lot of you are saying Woodley. Yeah, Woodley again. Woodley KO for me, says Matthew Clark. Samuel Harrison said Woodley would not take a dive. All of his other ventures, rap career, etc., are over. If he loses, he wouldn't throw that away. He wouldn't. Honestly, I agreed. He ain't taking a dive for no one. If he gets caught, he gets caught, but he's not taking a dive. Patrick Coyne says Jake wins. The Equalizer says Woodley TKO. What's Kashif's POV saying Woodley in 2 rounds? When Jake feels someone who will hit him for real, he will crumble. Fact. His sparring partners want the paycheck. They won't go hard on him. I agree with that as well. I think when Jake actually gets hit and cracked hard, it's going to be a whole different world from him. A whole different world. No one's cracked him properly. Once he gets cracked properly, we'll see. James says Tyron surely wins unless there's some nonsense. This is kind of my thinking. We have no clue how Woodley will come out. Wouldn't be surprised at any result. I'm that as well. I have absolutely no idea how this fight plays out, so nothing will shock me here. And to be fair, looking at some of your answers, I think you guys are all saying the same thing as well. Rowan Perry says, I think people overrated what Askren was going to do, underrated what Woodley can do. I like your thinking, my man. I like your thinking. Kevin Gallagher says, I rate Jake Paul. He stays composed and he does the fundamentals right. He doesn't get enough credit because of his attitude. I don't know if we've seen enough of him to say that. And again, we've got to see who he's been in there with. A fucking basketball player and a guy that looked like my granddad. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I actually think Tyron Woodley's taken this very, very seriously. I think he's trained diligently. He's in obviously fantastic shape. And we couldn't have said those things about his last 2 opponents. So we'll see. Charlie Warren says, I have no idea. Me neither. Sam Stock says, Jake makes too many people too much money to lose. Yeah, I think they said the same thing about Conor McGregor. Articulate Design says, I think Paul knocks him out. Hands over eyes emoji. I think I want to be wrong, though I'm surprisingly hyped for this and his prior fight. Guys, honestly, I am up because of this. I'm for some weird reason, I'm also hyped for it. Don't know why, but I am. Loads of you responding. Guys, get your questions in. I'm going to read them out as many as I can. As many as I can. Gupsta says Woodley by KO but Paul by decision, as there is no way in hell he will lose by the judges. This ain't going no decision. This that what's the what? How many rounds is this anyway? By the way, out of interest, guys, you know, is it 6-rounder, 8-rounder? What is this? I've no idea. Hope Woodley takes him out, but then bigger ounce gloves equals less power. I hope Woodley moves his head and isn't as stiff as he was in the UFC. Hopefully you read this. I read it, Jack. We all read it. Rowan Perry, this is a wishful thinking. Woodley gonna come out like the next coming of James Toney. Don't know about that. Woodley punishes Paul. What's this from Terry F? I think this proves though that no UFC fighter can go fight a top level boxer and expect to win. If we're debating this, yeah, that's fact. They can't. I will say this though. I know he's not a top level fighter, but Anderson Silva in his mid-40s, for him to do what he did against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., I thought was really impressive. Really impressive. They're showing some stuff of Jake Paul from like 6-7 years ago. It's incredible, the growth of this man. Incredible. They're even, I know this is so basic, they're even showing him skipping, yeah? He can skip properly. I know that sounds so dumb, but I think he's now a bit of an athlete. I really do. Oh, come on, Tyron, man. Don't let the hood down here. Okay, it's an 8-rounder, yeah? Okay. Oh no, someone's saying it's a 10-rounder, but a lot of you are saying 8. So I'm going with the num 8. I'm going 8 here. What's this one? Rowan Perry, almost 300 watching, but only 111 likes. Can we hit the like button, peeps? Oh, thanks, Rowan. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Kevin Gallagher says, now I'm not talking about levels here. I'm saying that he's taking boxing seriously and he knocks some out moving backwards. This is not an easy thing to do, but again, it's about levels. Yeah. It's about levels, and it's also about the opponent's will to win. He's actually now fighting Tyron Woodley, who I genuinely think's come to win. I don't know if Nate Robinson, who didn't take it seriously, or Ben Askren came to win. I think Jake Paul's definitely come to win. They're just showing a little skirmish that they had at the weigh-in. Anything to try and get a couple more pay-per-view buys, right? It's sold because I'm here watching it. Frederick says, isn't it a bit unfair when YouTuber has so many opportunities in pro boxing when dedicated amateurs can't even get a portion of that? I think it is. Well, I mean, Jake's selling it. If Jake didn't know how to, it's not necessarily just a YouTuber, it's a YouTuber with 50 million fucking subscribers. If Jake Paul didn't have that, then, you know, he wouldn't be on this platform. I can't say I'm going to fight and get an opportunity. So it's a YouTuber that has a massive following. That's why. That's why. We'll go here. William Finley says, Jake has not fought real boxers. Wish people would keep that in mind. Yeah. You're right, he hasn't. I'm trying to think how long we are away from this now. What's the time? 4:14. Jesus Christ. How do I do these streams, man? I have no idea. Articulate Design says, I need to drive to work in 20 minutes. Probably just as the fight is about to start. Are you going to give us a little commentary for the fight? Absolutely. I am 100% commentating on this fight. 100%. Ali Talhouni says, the growth comes from PDs, Ade. Freddie says, how crap was Fury? Not good. Let's be brutally honest. Wasn't that good. Michael Bisping ringside again with this lady called Caroline Pierce. I've no idea who this is. I actually thought that Adam Cattrall will be out there doing this. Yeah, I thought because he's done a lot with BT Sports and those type of things, like boxing events. I thought he'll be out here, but no. Jack123 says, I hope Jake loses, but if he wins, you have to give him credit from an entertainment side. But I want to see him fight Tommy if he wins. Jacob Quick says, Jake Paul is annoying as fuck. Come on, Woodley. I think I remember when people used to say this about Nassim. Obviously, Nassim's very different because Nassim was a legit boxer. But I remember we used to say that Nassim was annoying as fuck as well. Articulate Design says, I didn't realize that Pedro Diaz trained Woodley for this fight. He's Hrgovic Rigondo's trainer, right? He obviously took it seriously. Yeah, Hrgovic Rigondo's trainer. Used to train Miguel Cotto as well. Trained quite a few people. Good trainer, very good trainer. Spent a lot of time with the Cubans as an amateur trainer, and then obviously turned over and a lot of these guys as pros, but good trainer. Terry F says, hey, any predictions for a KO? What round? I don't think this fight goes to round 3. I really don't. Jacob Quick says, Adam Cattrall is effing class. Yeah, he's very, very good, Adam Cattrall. I worked with him on the Anthony Yard fight on the weekend. He's very, very good. John Crow says, Addy, I hope you don't have a lot on tomorrow. These fights are at brutal times. I've got to be up. I've got to be out of this house by 12. So we're all right. We're actually all right. I don't need to get to TalkSport Studios until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're actually that's the reason I'm doing this, because I can at least get a few hours kip. So we're good. I'm more interested to see if Jake loses, what's he gonna act like? Like if Jake gets knocked out, then what? I think he's already got an inbuilt excuse saying that it was a good run, blah blah blah. But it's gonna take a lot for him mentally to kind of get over getting knocked out. It's gonna take a lot. Like I think Logan can handle defeat, right? Fucking didn't he lose to KSI and he obviously lost he can handle it. I don't know if Jake can handle it. I really don't. Kashif's POV says, if Jake loses, he either fights Tommy or KSI. He does, but then it won't be on this big stage. It won't be on Showtime. It won't be pay-per-view. A lot changes if he loses. A lot. That's the problem. All this hype changes. If he wins, then fucking hell, just gonna grow and grow and grow. Looks like all fun and games in the change room now. All I see is a bunch of yes men, But look, again, credit to him, man. He's got this far. Showing Tyron Woodley. Tyron does look a bit stiff, I will say that. Just doing a very basic block 1-2, block 1-2. Looks very, very stiff. Boy, I don't know. Kevin Gallagher said, I'm interested in seeing Woodley box. Same here. Guys, it's 20 past 4. I'll say we're about 10 minutes from ring walk. So I think we're all going to get going in around 4:30. So hang in there, people. Hang in there. You're doing well. You're doing well. Finbar White saying exactly what I said, that Woodley looked slow. He did look a bit slow, didn't he? Jeez, man. Mark Osborne saying, I don't think Jake fights again if he loses. Same here. I don't either. Base the kid in the building. What's good, my man? I'm guessing a lot of you have either just woke up. That's probably what I should have done. 2 secs. John Crow says, hey, what do you think the weight difference will be in the ring? A lot. I don't think Woodley's going to put anything on. A couple of pounds, maybe 3 or 4 pounds. This is Woodley's walking around weight. I remember when Woodley used to talk about this, like obviously he cuts down to 170 for his UFC fights, and he always used to say that he walks around 190, 195. So this is walk around weight. I think Jake Paul walks around 210, 215s. I wouldn't be shocked if he's kind of ballooned back up to around 205. So I think there's going to be nearly a stone difference between the two. That's what I'm thinking about, a stone difference. Is that true? I didn't see that. Stephen Tokley saying Poirier is in Paul's room. Didn't see that. I didn't even see Poirier there. They're all gonna do it, aren't they? They're all gonna hang on. Jake 123, sorry, Jack 123. Apologies. Says Woodley can't have the flat-footed, stiff stance like in the UFC. He's going to be on his toes, bring the fight to Jake on the move. He really can't go for the typical stand in the center line and throw an overhand. Yeah, that's kind of what he does, doesn't he? That's what he does. Dave Chappelle is there. They're showing Dave Chappelle ringside. Yeah, you're right. Poirier, they're showing Poirier in the changing room of is it Jake Paul? He's in. It is Jake Paul, changing room. Andre Berto there as well. Andre Berto is talking to JD on Love, so I'm guessing he's in the Jake Paul corner as well. Loads of people ringside, loads of little people. You know, it's got the stars out, right? It's got the stars out. Who else are they going to show ringside? Some Olympians here now showing their medals. I'm not quite sure who they are. Okay. He's got the stars out. More Olympians with their medals around the necks. John Crow saying a stone difference in favor of a bloke that can dig. Woodley better be nimble enough to not get tagged. Yeah, honestly. But you know, Woodley's been tagged though. This is the thing. I think people like Woodley has been tagged by people. Like every time Woodley goes into the ring as a UFC fighter, I think he's kind of undersized. I think the guys are balloon up to be bigger than him. He always gets tagged. Woodley's problem is not like Woodley's the kind of fighter that's coming to the end of the UFC where he's getting knocked out all the time. No. Just getting beaten. Just getting beaten, getting taken down and ragdolled. So I think he can take a punch, Woodley. So look, we'll see. We shall see. William Finley says that the area, I'm guessing you mean the arena, is half empty. Yeah. I've said that as well. They're talking about 16,000. There's not 16,000 in there, not at all. Is this a true story? Muzimoyo says, tell you guys a funny story. I was moving to this chick in LA and didn't know the girl was a boxer and happened to be Jalen Love's baby mother, Mrs. Easy, brother. Don't get yourself knocked out. There are many single girls out there. Why do you have to go with someone that has a missus or has a husband? Sorry. Protea says, I would have guessed Poirier would be in Woodley's corner. Remember, to be fair, Poirier and Paul have got a bit of a relationship. Do you remember when Jake Paul, apologies, made that fucking pendant of Conor McGregor being slept? Do you remember that? And he gave it to Poirier, and Poirier said he sold it for $100,000. So I think they've got a bit of a friendship there. Ali Telhouni says, Ade, do you think Woodley is going to fight dirty, very cliche heavy, and tire JP out? I think he should. I think that's part of boxing. He should kind of try and grit his arms. He should do everything he can. They're showing Jake Paul versus, is that big nose kid Gibb? Is that his name? Jake Paul can clearly crack. Now they're showing him against Nate Robinson. He's very confident, got a good jab. That Nate Robinson one was embarrassing. I'm laughing, but it's not funny, but it was embarrassing the way in which he got knocked out. Good uppercut from Jake as well, and then bang against Nate. Jack says, not sure if anyone noticed, but in the build-up where you can watch Woodley shadowbox, he's throwing elbows. That caught me off guard. Ace Golden Glove says, I'm actually getting nervous now the main event is about to start, and I don't even know why. Damn, we're really deprived of good fights in boxing. If I'm excited for this, it's a shame, isn't it? Same here. I'm excited for this, and what's going on? What is going on? Fun Boxing says, bless up, Addy, Justin from work. Geez, what do you do for a living that you're just in now? Jamie Casey Cover says, had it started yet, bro? No, it hasn't started. Not even ring walk shit as well. William Finlay says, I'm more Woodley fan. Okay, Jimmy Lennon Jr. is doing introductions. Guys, we are about 10 minutes away from, maybe even less, 5 minutes from this what is it, freak show, boxing show, event from happening. Let's see. William Finlay, sorry, says, I'm more of a Woodley fan. See him to Jake face to face. Woodley destroyed him talking to each other. What's your thoughts on it? Talk is cheap, innit? I'm not one of those people that get involved in all that or mind game stuff. They're gonna have to go in the ring and show hands, and then we'll see. Michael San says, hello from Japan. It's nice when you do lives at this time as I can tune in. What time is it in Japan? What time is it? Binary Money Team says, who do you think will win, Addy? It's crazy, but Heart says Woodley, Head says Paul. Crazy. Okay, it says 12:30 in Japan. Lucky. Jamie Cassie Cover says, I'm Irish. I love Conor McGregor, so I don't like Woodley. But I hate Jay Paul, so I want Woodley to win. I love your thinking. Orson Wardock says, half free here in the Arvo down here in New Zealand. People fucking, we really got someone from Japan, New Zealand all watching this. That's crazy. Thank you guys watching me talk about this fight. I am going to try and do a bit of commentary during this as well, because might as well, innit? Might as well. Can they just fucking get these guys in the ring? Gee, man. There's a massive size difference, by the way, though. Massive size difference. All right, Woodley's doing the ring walk now. It's so weird to even see Woodley in boxing now. It's strange. He actually, it's so weird. It looks uncomfortable. You know, it looks, I mean, this is a guy that wears obviously those little skimpy shorts and that's it. And what, 4-ounce gloves. And now he's wearing boots, little dressing gown, not a dressing gown, but a little top. Strange. And much bigger gloves as well. Very, very strange. Articulate Design says Dubai too. Let's not forget him. 7:30 in the morning here, and I have a meeting in an hour. Hopefully the fight's done by then. 5:30 in Germany. Really, all these people from all over the world. This is crazy. Thank you. Thank you. And let's not forget Jacob Quigg up in Leicester. Woodley looks nervous. Woodley, you know, he shouldn't be nervous though. I mean, this is a guy that has fought killers in MMA. Killers should not be nervous coming out. I think it's more a case of I can't lose this because it will be embarrassing. I think that's what it is. I'm so not a fan of rappers like rapping on the way to the ring with fire. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I just like the old school fucking Mike Tyson. Just get to the ring as quick as possible and let's do this. Emily Silva, Miami in the house. Let's go. I'm going to Miami soon. That's my little treat. That's my little treat. Frederick, 6:30 here in Ukraine. Jeez. Paul Turner says, morning, Addy. My 10:30 a.m. class in Thailand has just asked for free time to watch the fight. Rowan Perry says, I'm shaking. That's the way I feel for big fights as well. I'm actually shaking because I'm nervous for Woodley. This is the slowest ring walk I've ever had the privilege of watching. Slow. I feel like Jake Paul's going to come out on a fucking flying carpet or something. It's going to be different. I have no idea if Tyron Woodley can box. Like, is Jake Paul a better boxer than Tyron Woodley? I do not know. All right, guys, don't bitch out. I need some predictions. I need some prediction. The Doka's 20. Maybe he's nervous. The bonus he's entitled is based on a lost WWE star. Nah, he's not. He's not. He ain't taking no dive, man. He's not taking no dive. Reese says facts. Woodley fought the likes of Usman, Thompson, Till, Burns, Kobe. It should have no. In fact, he should have no. There should be not one bit of fear in this kid. And he's fighting the guy that fucking was on the Disney Channel 5 years ago. He should not be scared. A super chat here from Finbar White. Thank you very much, my man. All right, we've got Jake Paul now doing his ring walk, people. So we are not long. We have not long to go. Not me, says Ade. I'm so nervous. I want Woodley to win. Fuck Jake Paul. I think everyone's nervous, it looks like, for Woodley here. Jake Paul's just got that kind of face where you want to smack, don't you? It's like you just want to smack him. Oh, this is a bit dangerous. What's this one? Woodley gonna put him in hospital? Don't know. It's a nice little outfit that Jake Paul's wearing, the Cavaliers. Well, I've seen some really good. Young Revival says rooting for T Wood, but something is telling me Paul gets the KO. A lot of people are thinking it. Has he got a rapper coming to the ring with him as well? No rapper. His brother Logan's behind him though. Their rise is crazy. Logan fought Floyd a couple of months ago, and Jake Paul is fighting Tyron Woodley. Mental. Absolute mental. A few of you asking how long till the fight starts. I would say a couple of minutes. Couple of minutes. Jordy Kev says, I'll take Jake being an amateur boxer over an MMA. I'll take Jake being an amateur boxer over an MMA guy. Being or beaten? Explain that. Explain that. Send that again in, Jordy Kev. Kevin Gallagher says, I'm more afraid of embarrassment than a punch. So I'm guessing Woodley is crapping his jock. Yeah, honestly, I think Woodley just doesn't want to get embarrassed here. Like Nate Robinson did. Like Nate Robinson, there were memes. Look, I mean, the embarrassment's going to be worth a few million quid, but there were memes everywhere for Nate Robinson. He doesn't want that embarrassment. He really doesn't. Doesn't want that at all. Talita says, I don't know, but I'm actually nervous for Paul. Interesting. Eddie, get Eddie to fork out a few quid so we can get Paul versus Babbage. Babbage would fucking decapitate him, wouldn't he? Decapitate him. Super chat from Ali Dalhouni says, I appreciate you waking up for today. Thanks for the entertainment. Much love from Canada, brother. Thank you very much, my man. It's so weird that they're showing the records here. Tyron Woodley pro debut. Jake Paul 3-0, 3 knockouts. Tyron Woodley 39, 5'9". Jake Paul 24, 6 foot. Supposedly, both have 74-inch reach. Both of them. Really? Someone, who's this? Paul wins inside 2 rounds. Calvin T. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Kai Daniels saying Paul looks scared. Cheeseburger Tiddy says fake Paul is getting his salad tossed tonight. What's this one from Snappy33 says that's a dope chair and I appreciate your background. Thank you, my man. Mate, this background was a lot better. I've removed some stuff because we're on our way to another place. Tyron Woodley looks nervous for me. I mean, everyone's saying Tyron Woodley looks a bit nervous. If I'm honest with you. What happened to Tyron after this? Did he go back MMA after this? What, win or lose? Does he go back to the UFC? Does he fight Logan? That might be something, right? He fights the older brother. Austin Bailey says Woodley about to send him back to Puerto Rico with a concussion for real. Someone says that this is Samuel Hammerson saying that Tyron Woodley retires if he loses. All right. Jimmy Lennon Jr. doing his final introductions. This shouldn't take long because it's not like he's reading out a whole lot of accolades here, is it? Okay, I didn't know this. This is interesting. Someone said that Woodley isn't in the UFC no more. By the way, he got released. Okay, so he'll probably go to Bellator after potentially. Or there's so many other things. ONE FC, or maybe he'll stick around and boxing for a little while, or maybe he just starts rapping. Sean O'Connell says, as a great of an intro, this is from Woodley. It still gives vibes of a man getting sent to hell. All right. Woodley looks in great shape though. Looks a bit heavy for me. His mum's there ringside as well. He ain't taking no dive. I'm telling you now. If he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out, but he ain't taking no dive. BJ Flores in the corner alongside Jay Leon. It's not even Jay Leon now, but BJ Flores is there in the corner. I actually went to see BJ Flores when he fought Tony Bellew. What's that? 5 years ago? All right, come on. Let's have this. Let's bloody have this. Let's see how this plays out. Guys, I have no idea how this is going to play out, but it should be fun. Jake Paul's mum there ringside as well. This is mental, but it will be fun while it lasts. I'm going for Jake Paul to sleep Woodley, you know, round 2. Maybe even the very first round, but I'm going round 2. All right, guys. How are your fucking nerves hanging up? Oh, Jake Paul refuses. Tyron Woodley puts his hands out to kind of say, okay, let's touch gloves. Jake Paul's like, no, we're about to fight. We are about to fight. I'm going to be able to know exactly what happens in the very first second just based on how Tyron Woodley comes out here. If Tyron Woodley comes out like a boxer, then we've got a fight. I just don't know if he will. Mate, I can't lie. I've got that feeling in my stomach now. I'm like, anything can happen. And I love this feeling. Right, let's go. What is Tyron Woodley doing? Tyron Woodley came out like he was about to pick him up. Okay. Tyron Woodley, very erratic here. Jake Paul just very calm, throwing out the jab. It's weird. The size difference here, it's like fucking Ivan Drago versus Rocky, by the way. It's huge size difference. Jake Paul on the back foot. I've not seen him on the back foot before. You know, you used to see a good little body jab there from Tyron Woodley. You used to see Jake Paul very aggressive. Nice little jab there from Jake, didn't land. Tyron Woodley's got that high guard or good body jab there from Jake Paul. So both of them have landed little body jabs so far. Nothing, no big detonators yet. But it is Tyron Woodley at the center of the ring. He's the one that's looking to kind of posture up a little bit here. Just fainting with that left Tyron Woodley not doing anything with it. I think he's very respectful of Jake Paul's power. I think Jake Paul's very respectful of Woodley's power as well. 1 minute down of round number one, neither doing anything. Both of them looking at each other, very respected of each other's power here, I think. I think Jake Paul, if this was any of the fights before, he'd have been very, very aggressive. I think with Tyron Woodley, the last thing you want to do is be aggressive with him. He's like a wounded animal when he gets hurt. But nothing from Woodley here at all. One thing I will say, Woodley's got very, very good legs. He's very, he goes back very, very quickly, like very quick to retreat, but scared to engage as well. Again, neither man doing anything. I mean, if we're scoring this rounds, and I don't think this is going to get to a stage where it rounds, then it's difficult to score. Maybe Jake doing the aggressions, maybe doing a bit more here. Nice little 1-2 from Jake. Nothing landed there, all on the gloves. Tyron's got a very good high guard. This fight's so interesting. 45 seconds left of the very first round. Absolutely nothing in this round from Tyron Woodley. Landed a couple of body shots there, but nothing. I can tell both of these guys are scared. Both of them. And I can also tell, and this is probably an obvious statement now, that if Jake Paul fights a real boxer, he's dead. Like, even a guy on his debut, like a real fighter, like a guy that with a couple of amateur, with a bit of amateur pedigree, he's done. So he's got to be very careful how they match him. Are you saying Jake Paul's waistband has got like an advertisement thing on it? Like, are you guys watching this? I just realized that can't be legal. I've never seen that in my life. First round, it's probably Jake's first round, if anything. Have you guys seen, by the way, Jake Paul's waistband? Please, I can't describe it, but it's almost like an advert, like going around his waistband, like it just goes around. I've never seen that in my life. I just don't see how that's even legal. Hey. Yeah, so Sean O'Connor's probably said it right because I'm stuttering my words here. It's like an LED advert that goes around his waist. Crazy. All right, round number 2. Is Woodley going to do anything here, or is he just playing around? Because Woodley did nothing in that first round. What maybe, I guess the thing is, you maybe he's doing it correctly. What you want to do is make Jake think, this is easy and get confident and start to put your hands down. That's when Woodley could probably tag him. But one thing I think we've seen already, just in this first round, that Woodley ain't taking no dive, people. He ain't taking no dive. But I also haven't seen Woodley do anything remotely good boxing-wise either. Maybe he's just going to test the fitness of Jake Paul. Remember, Woodley's the guy that's fought, I don't know, five-minute rounds so many times. It's the guy that can, go the full distance easily. I'm still completely baffed as to how he's got that LED thing in his shorts, but that's another thing. All right, a minute gone of round number 2. Again, Woodley hasn't thrown his right hand yet. So that we're talking 4 minutes of fights. Oh, there you go, a little right hand to the body, but nothing in anger yet from Woodley, which is disappointing. You want to see that right hand go. That's what knocked out a lot of people. Good jab from Woodley. Finally, something that is what resembles a scoring punch. Nice little 1-2 from Jake. Nothing on it really though. Almost just a range find, but nothing on it whatsoever. Both are very, very aware of what the other possesses. Woodley clearly nervous here. Clearly nervous. Fighting like, finally, Woodley tries to throw a right hand in anger, but nothing on it. Jake saw it coming. Woodley looks a bit stiff for me. And his leg already started to slow down as well. It's like he was on his toes for the first round, not so much this round. I almost feel that Woodley right now will take a points defeat. I know that sounds very defeatist, but I think he would. I just don't. He's fighting like someone that doesn't want to get knocked out without engaging. Like if I'm the crowd, I've got this on mute, so I don't know, but I'd start booing now. Come on, Woodley, man, be a bit more aggressive. Last 30 seconds. I think Woodley's scared to engage. You know, if he engages, he might get knocked out. Nick Robinson tried to engage, he got knocked out. Ben Askren got knocked out like that as well. So maybe he's a bit nervous of that. Last 10 seconds of round number 2. Boring. It's the only way to describe it right now, peeps. Boring. You know what it is? I say boring. It just reminds me now of a real professional boxing match. Like, that's what it reminds me of so far. Dante says, this might go the distance. Agreed. It just might go the distance. Articulate Design says, Jake's burning more energy for sure, at least. Yeah, look, he's breathing heavy in the corner, Jake. I think. Is he? Yeah, I think he's breathing heavily. I don't know why he's not taking a seat. I don't know when fighters do that. You don't want to stand on your legs like that. Legs are already heavy. But he doesn't look like he's breathing heavy. Tyron looks like he's comfortable in the corner. Rest in peace, Wig says, how many rounds is this fight? 8 rounds. Jack says, just done my yoga and meditation now for an hour. See if Woody can flatline that fool. We'll soon find out. Here's round number 3. Nice little cheeky left hook there from Woodley. This is where Woodley's actually going to have some success. Like, they just got tangled up, and Woodley was able to easily use his strength to put Jake Paul back on the ropes. Woodley obviously knows how to kind of do that, doesn't he? That's his thing. This is a guy who's a very good collegiate wrestler. I think he might have been a Division 1 wrestler actually as well. Jake Paul on the back foot here. He's having a look, Jake. You almost feel like he wants to throw that right. Jake Paul's actually a lot smarter in a boxing ring than I give him credit for. Oh, nice little right hand, overhand right from Woody. That was the first big shot Woody's land. I think Jake felt that. Gonna take confidence from that Woodley that he can land. Nice little 1-2 from Jake. He's done that combination a few times where he goes to the body with the right and then the left hook. Obviously, that's something he's worked on because he's done that already in the fight. So he's done that a few times. Oh, nice little check hook as well from Jake Paul in the back. Smiling. I think he's talking to Woodley. Woodley's talking to him as well. Okay, Woodley just tried to rush Jake Paul there. Nothing landed. I think Jake might start to feel this pace, you know. He might start to feel this pace. Obviously, he's done sparring. He would have done loads of sparring, but we all know it's different come fight night. He might feel this pace. He's never gone 4 rounds before. I think he's breathing heavily here, Jake Paul. I think his legs have started to slow down as well. Good uppercut from Jake. Woody kind of shakes his head, which means it probably did land. Maybe not sufficient, but he certainly landed. The thing is, again, Woodley is used to getting cracked with 4-ounce gloves. What are these? 10 ounces, 8 ounces? I mean, Jake can crack, but Woodley can definitely take a punch. Can definitely take a punch. Our last 44 seconds of round number 3. Difficult round to score. Oh, nice little right hand there from Jake. Woodley took it, but I think he landed that right hand. I think Jake's already realizing that this isn't the basketball player. This isn't Ben Askren. He's actually in there with someone that is fit, is fast, he's strong, he's powerful. This is the step up. Just Jake on the back foot. I'm not talking because nothing's happening. Jake's just on the back foot. Woodley's having a look. Nice little right hand at the end there from Woodley. Jake smiles. Again, not sitting on the stool. Woodley sits on the stool. Good round for Woodley. Woodley might have taken that round. Might have taken that round. What's everyone saying? William Finley says, boo, boo, boo. This fight is crap. People wasted their money. We'll listen to you talking about fights rather than paying to watch this. Lord Vanity says, glad I never bought this. Kashif's POV says, I think Tyron waiting for him to get slower and then he'll crack him. Andres Gomez says, gee, so cringy to watch their technique. I had my last amateur fight 13 years ago and I still don't look that bad when I spar nowadays. Frederick says, no distance. Jake is going to get tired. I think that as well. I think Jake's going to get tired. We shall see. All right. Round number 4. Let's see. Let's see if Jake does get tired. Let's see if when he gets tired as well, the power goes. Oh, nice little left hook though from Jake. He's clearly got technique. Woodley looking to put the pressure on Jake now a little bit, I think. Woodley landed a nice little left there as well. Woodley closing the distance here, you know. I think Woodley might have felt the power of Jake and is like, you know, I can take that power, maybe. Then you now, Jake is tired. Jake is tired. Telling you now. See it. His whole body language. Jake's getting tired. I'm not trying to say that means Woodley's going to win. He's definitely tired. His feet have definitely started to slow down. And let's not forget, Woodley, aside from Woodley being an MMA fighter, this guy's he's a wrestler. Like, you know, he's used to having to go into deep waters. Nice couple of jabs there from Jake on the back foot. Tries to throw a right hand, which was just all over the place and kind of stumbled into Woodley in doing so as well. 1 minute 44 left of round number 4. Better round for Woodley. Jake's had some success in the round as well. Nice little body shot there from Jake. Also trying to put money in the bank there as well. I think for all of you that maybe said Woodley was going to take a dive, I think we can convincingly say that's not going to happen now, right? He's not taking a dive. Woodley now, sorry, Jake now looks like he's almost thinking, okay, I need to just damn one and crack him. This could go all the way now. I didn't expect this to go all the way, but I'm watching it now. Oh, big right hand from Woodley there. First big right hand Woodley's landed, and Jake took that well. Jake took that well. Woodley tried to follow up the right hand with a little cheeky headbutt as well. Oh, big right hand from Woodley. Jake looks hurt there. Jake wobbled on the ropes big time. Jake's hurt. I think Jake's hurt. Is he hurt? I can't tell. Let's see. Woodley's winding up the crowd. Woodley's sort of doing that with his hand, like to wind up the crowd. I think he knew he landed, but I still think he's cautious of Jake's power. But I think Woodley has hurt Jake Paul here. 30 seconds left, round number 4. Oh, nice little right hand there from Jake, though, as well. Woodley's got to be careful. Definitely a good round from Woodley. He definitely landed a couple of shots there, and Jake definitely felt them. 15 seconds left of round number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a fight. Jake Paul on the back foot. Look, I'm telling you now, Jake is 2 things here. He's hurt and he's tired. Big deep breath. He is feeling the pace, ladies and gentlemen. He is feeling the pace, Jake Paul. Oh, boy. Oh, this is funny. Jack says Woodley needs to stay composed, drag him into deep water. I think he's starting to do that. Molly Mae Smith says Woodley going to KO Jake this next round. Let's have a look at this punch again. He caught him, but was also kind of caught on the glove as well. So it wasn't clean, but he definitely caught him. Proteus says exhaustion kills you. Oh no, okay, they're showing the punch again that wobbled him into the ropes. Let's have a look at it. If Woodley had a bit more technique, there could be a problem for Jake, but he just doesn't have the technique. All right, round number 5. Again, like if you're scoring this as a real fight, I mean, the aggressor is Woodley. Woodley's the aggressor in this fight. But Jake's had his success as well with a couple of body shots, a couple of good jabs. Nice little double jab there from Jake. Nice uppercut from Woodley as well. Jake swing for the fences and missed. Desperation time for Jake. He's starting to feel the pace here. Now, he's been on the back foot since round number 3. On the back foot. He is now fighting, ladies and gentlemen, an athlete, a real athlete, a recent, not a Nate Robinson who hadn't played in the NBA for how many years, or Ben Askren who came in with a beer belly. He's fighting an athlete that is used to going the distance, an athlete that's used to going 5 rounds, 5 minutes every 5 rounds. Sorry, 5 minutes every round. A minute gone of round number 5. Woodley, the aggressor. Nice little check left hook there from Woodley, missed. Jake Paul on the back foot. With Jake, though, you almost feel like he's like just that right hand could land anytime. I don't know why I think that. It's not like he's beaten top level fighters with, but you feel like it could land anytime. Nice little right hand from Woodley. Hands down from Woodley. Woodley's got to be careful. He was coming in like that. Now his hands are definitely down, which is, again, is another sign of tiredness as well from Woodley. Jake Paul back on his toes. Again, Woodley the aggressor, but not on his toes, not cutting the ring off. Big swing and a miss from Jake Paul there. Nice little body shot, though, from Jake Paul. He's been landing those a few times, and you kind of wonder that's why Woodley's starting to slow down a little bit. Just chopping the tree down, putting money in the bank. He's not really throwing that right hand. Or he just tried to throw it now. Jake missed. Woodley hands down. Woodley talking to him, taunting. They're both taunting each other. Jake Paul, mouth wide open. He's shattered. He is shattered. Which kind of makes me wonder what kind of sparring he's been doing. I mean, this is only round 5, but he's shattered. It's not like the fight's been fought at a frantic pace. It hasn't been. I almost feel like if Woodley really goes for this, he could get him out of it, Good jab from Woodley. Very, very good jab. Straight down the middle. Rock the head back of Jake Paul. Jake's still there, though. Looking comfortable. Nice little 1-2 from Jake. Nothing special. Nothing on it. Good jab. Solid jab from Woodley. Missed with the right hand. Has come in now. The referee's going to just break him up. Just a bit of a clinch here. Woodley tried to bang to the body. 20 seconds left of round number 5. Remember, this is the 8-round fight. It's difficult to score, but you'd have to definitely score the last couple of rounds to Woodley. I'm not quite sure about the first 3 or 4 rounds. End of round number 5. Interesting. Terry F says, I'm worried if it goes the distance and Woodley is clearly the winner, they'll declare it a draw. Probably would. Ada 12 says Jake Paul round. I must have missed that. Jack 123 says, I'm shattered too, and I think he's surrounded by yes men, and no one actually tries and brings the fight to him in sparring. Yeah, I don't think anyone actually tries to beat him in sparring, if I'm honest with you. Sylvestra Solamo 2011 says Jake is now in a real fight. He is. Coden JS says, what do you think of the scorecards? I have no idea what the scorecards are in this fight. All I will say is, for me, Jake Paul has lost the last 2 rounds. That's the ones I really know. Before that, I'm not quite sure. All right, round number 6 of what has been an interesting fight. I don't know if I would call it an exciting fight or an absorbing fight. Interesting fight. I actually believe that both would accept the draw, if I'm honest with you. Both of their egos wouldn't be hurt, and they might do it again. And both wouldn't mind that. And I think the thing is, if give Tyron more time to learn boxing, I think Tyron could comfortably beat him. So Tyron wouldn't mind doing it again either, I don't think. Jake looks like he might have got his second win. Nice little jab there from Jake. It wasn't even a jab, sorry, apologies. Right hand from Jake. Almost just onto the chest of Tyron Woodley. Jake was on his toes there for a couple of seconds. He's now back, being a bit flat-footed. Again, just signs there that he is starting to find the pace of this a bit too much. I mean, and he would, right? I mean, even if he was a professional boxer, even pro boxers would find this pace in their full fight quite difficult. Let alone being, I'm guessing, around 205 pounds in the ring. Very, very heavy. He might start thinking about cutting a bit of weight. Nothing left on his punches either. Tried to land a nice couple of 1-2s there. Not much in it. That was Jake Paul, by the way. Tried to land a couple, not much in it. But at least he's being aggressive here. Oh, a swing and a horrible miss from Jake Paul. He swung so bad, he actually turned his body sideways. Nothing from Tyron Woodley either, really. Even in the last round before that, he didn't really land anything significant. You just want to see one of these guys land something significant, and we've not really seen it. I mean, both of them have landed. I mean, you know, Jake Paul's face is a bit red, and Tyron's definitely felt the punches of Jake Paul, but nothing landed. Nice little uppercut there from Tyron Woodley in the clinch. 51 seconds to go, round number 6. I mean, these rounds are there for either person to win, and no one's winning these rounds right now. It's going to be very, very difficult to score these rounds. I mean, who do you give it to? Do you give it to the aggressor, which is Tyron Woodley because he's on the front foot? Or do you give it to the person that's thrown the most punches, which is Jake Paul? Tyron Woodley's hardly thrown any punches in this round. You can see Dave Chappelle in the back, completely, like, really up for this fight. 22 seconds left of round number 6. I think this is a Jake Paul round. I can't believe this fight is, or looks like it's going the distance. Jake is shattered. Look, credit to him, he's shattered, but he's still going. Oh, uppercut and a miss from Tyron Woodley, close to missing. Fakes with a Superman punch. Finbar White says Woodley needs to be more active. I think that's it, what you're trying to say there. Ace Golden Glove says, why the hell aren't the fighters sitting between these rounds? Jake Paul especially needs the rest. Yeah, honestly, bugs me. I don't know what he's doing. Joseph Adatola says Woodley should just go for the KO this round. I don't know if he. I think he's scared to. If I'm honest with you, I think he's scared to commit. Protea says, I've got to take a piss, but I'm holding it in because I want to see Paul get KO'd. You might not see it, if I'm honest with you. You might not see it. I just see Woodley's coach just went like that. Like, come on, like, it's almost like he's telling them, do it. Like, what are we waiting for now? Come on, do it. 2 more rounds to go, guys. This is round number 7. Okay, you're both of them being a bit more aggressive. Woodley definitely a bit more aggressive in this one. But then Woodley starts like that, doesn't he? Referee's warning Woodley for the headbutts. He has done that a couple of times. It looked like for a second Jake Paul was on the front foot. Now Jake Paul's gone back to be on the back foot. A couple of decent little jabs there from Jake Paul. Not much in it. There's no way these two have the same reach. They were saying at the start, both of these guys have 74-inch reaches. No chance. Jake Paul's reach is a lot bigger than Woodley. A lot bigger. Oh, Woodley missed with a right hand that would have bloody taken the house down, that one. Jake Paul swinging and missing, very reckless. Oh, nice little left hook there from Woodley. Very nice. Little check, smart little left hook. Strange fight from Woodley here. He's not committing. He committed there and got caught coming in though, Woodley. That's why. He just got caught coming in. This will be a nightmare for Woodley if he gets KO'd, by the way, by Jake Paul. It'll be a fucking nightmare. Honestly, he'll be a meme for at least a year. He does not want that. And I almost feel like that there's a bit of fear in that from him, like genuine fear of being KO'd by someone and being made into a meme. Imagine getting KO'd by someone like Jake Paul. You just wouldn't want it. By the way, there doesn't look like there's any pop in either of their punches, by the way. Even Woodley's looks like there's not much there. Woodley is literally just walking, pull down, and not doing anything, though. It's like he walks to him, gets there, and there's nothing. Honestly, he's walking to Jake Paul, hands eye, and he's not throwing any punches. Bit disappointing this last couple of rounds from Woodley. Very disappointing, in fact. The aggressor is Jake Paul. This is a Jake Paul round. 30 seconds, 37 seconds to go. This is a Jake Paul round. This now looks like a celebrity boxing match. It's turned into that, where both fighters' techniques on, both look a bit sloppy, both look tired. It almost looks like two celebrities now, rather than, I guess that's what it really is, isn't it? Really, to be honest with you. Big right hand there from Jake. That landed. Woodley took that well, but Woodley's hanging on a bit. Last 5 seconds of this round number 7. You only hope that the last round's going to be something, but so far, boring. Base the Kid has it. What was that I saw? 4-3 pull. Finbar White said it'll be a draw. Ada says, I'd love to see Mayweather versus Jake. Come on, no, you wouldn't. Mark says, fell asleep. What's happened? Nothing. Go back to sleep. Redley says, I like when your commentary, you're not choosing sides and sound neutral. Yeah, very neutral. Got to keep it neutral, man. Muzzy Moya says, Woodley needs someone to tell him you're losing, big man. Stop acting like you're dominating. Yeah, he needs someone to slap him in the corner and say, all right, what are you doing now? Like, what is this? Do you want to lose to this guy? Are you scared? And look, to be fair to him, it's his first time in a boxing ring. I'm being critical of him, but like, it's his first time boxing. You know what I mean? For a first timer, it's not bad, is it? It's not bad. At last, Woodley lands a right hand, a big jab from Woodley as well. Jake Paul looks like he can eat Woodley's punches as well now. Like, he's felt the power and he's like, okay, I can take that. Oh, they're both swinging a bit. They're both having a little swing and a miss here, both of them. Jake Paul looks dangerous off the ropes. It's like he cocks his right hand like he's going to let it go any second. Like, he's almost now created fear about that right hand because of his knockouts. I think if Woodley doesn't win this round, Jake Paul's won the fight 5-3. I think Woodley needs to win this round to get a draw. And then Woodley's going to scream robbery after, and it won't be a robbery. He'll watch it back and realize he did nothing. The punch stats for Woodley must be horrendous for the last few rounds. Because again, he does it what he always does. He's got close. Jake Paul's smart. Jake Paul clinches. It's literally copy and paste. He gets close. He doesn't throw his hands. Then Jake Paul clinches. No, again, scared to throw his hands, Woodley. Jeez, has he been paid to not throw his hands? Bloody hell, man. Like, I mean, if Jake Paul does win this, does it, and it's not by knockout, or it's like that, this is boring, not spectacular, does it lose a bit of momentum? Are we still on the Jake Paul bandwagon here? I don't know. I don't know what happens. Like, would anyone be interested in Tommy Fury? Would it be able to sell that? I'm not quite sure. That last 1 minute of the very final round, I will applaud Paul Fury's fitness levels there, because I did think at one stage he was gone. Like, after around 3 or 4, I thought, oh, he's shattered, he's done. But he's been able to kind of get his second wind. Disappointing a bit from Woodley though, because there are times when he's got Jake close to the ropes and he's not thrown. He's not thrown. He's fighting like he thinks he's winning, and he's not winning. Not in my eyes, anyway. I think Jake's winning this now. So again, look, Jake on the ropes. Woodley just standing off him. I wonder if that's the mentality of someone that's lost his last few fights in the UFC. I wonder if the killer's gone, because he used to be a killer, you know. And I wonder if that's kind of just like vanished, even though it's not UFC. I wonder if it's just mentally. Jake Paul's got his hands up like he thinks he's won. I don't know who's won this. Not quite sure. Jake Paul's gone onto the ropes. Not quite sure. No idea. What's everyone saying? Just before we go to bed, what are people saying? Base the Kid said that Woodley won 2 rounds on just pure aggression. Yeah. I think in my head, I guaranteed Woodley 2 rounds as well. That's it. Okay. Base has got 4 apiece. Nah, I'm not sure about that, brother. I'll go 5-3. But look, 4 apiece, 5-3. But I'll go 5-3. Wood Jones says should be a draw, but they'll give it to Jake. Thomas O'Brien says Woodley always been looking for one punch, same old shit. Yeah, that has been Woodley for his career, even in the UFC. I mean, apart from when he used to take people down, he was that guy that used to look for that one big punch. Reese says lost to Killer Instinct when he won the title. It was weird. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Sean O'Connor says, imagine paying for a decent ticket to Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley, only for your view to be particularly bought by Jake Paul's gigantic robot version of himself. Rowan Perry says, I'm so pissed off at Woodley. Why didn't he let his hands go? They will give it to Jake for money. Yeah, of course they will. Jake would like the best Woodley can hope for here is the draw. The best. Articulate Design says 6-2. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't argue these scorecards. Stephen Ford says, are the WBC making Jake a belt? Don't know what they're doing. They're not. There's not a belt in the ring, is there? Surely not. And Hooney says that was embarrassing to watch for us boxing fans. Yes and no. I've seen some embarrassing boxing fights as well, like real boxing fights as well. To be honest with you, yeah, this I agree with. Respect to Jake Paul, not a bad fight for taking up this sport so late. Agreed with that. Agreed. Boxing finesse says Woodley only won 2 rounds. Money Smith taking ages with the scorecards. That's always a sign, isn't it? I mean, how difficult is it to bloody score an 8-round fight? Jake Paul and Tyron speaking now. To be fair to Jake Paul, yeah, Jake Paul's probably, he's made Tyron more money than any of these title fights in the UFC combined. So all these title fights in the UFC, which I think was what 3 or 4 title combined. So as much as there's a bit of animosity there. I mean, he's given Tyron. Tyron, where was Tyron going to get that kind of money at 39? All right, let's get the scorecards. We got I'd be shocked if Tyron wins this. Shocked. Yep. Jake Paul. Tyron can't be upset by that. Can't be upset by that. Mm. Can he be upset? Really, peeps? Tyron was poor, man. Poor. Like, even if you don't have technique, let your hands go. Let your hands go. Just let them do that. Split decision. All right, people. Oh, look at his misses. He's doing all right for him. Well, he's the rich one, isn't he? But he's doing all right for himself, isn't he? Oh, Jake lad. Who's next? People are asking. Stephen Ford says, "Who's next for Jake Paul?" I don't know. I don't think it will be Tommy Fury. I'm not actually quite sure. Who is next? I like that. That's nice to see. Tyron Woodley's mom is just giving Jake Paul's mom a big hug, and they're all smiling and laughing. That's good. Both of their sons come out healthy. It's all good. They both made some good money, a lot of money. So Ryan says, "Okay, I was sucked in by this. Now it's clear the level Jake is at. Fair play though for the experience." Yeah. At least Tyron didn't get knocked out. At least he didn't get knocked out. And I actually think a split decision sounds good for him because he can now argue and say he won the fight. He won the fight when he didn't. He didn't. Oh, I like that. That is a very, very good shout. Nate Diaz next is a great shout. Very, very. I like that shout. Nate Diaz got hands though. Nate Diaz has got hands. Henry Pham says Woodley got into good positions, but lack of boxing IQ and not letting his hands go cost him. Yeah. Alejandro Barras says, "I feel bad for Woodley, to be honest. Why? Woodley's okay. Woodley's all right." By the way, I agree with this statement. Nate Diaz will kill him. In fact, Nate Diaz has boxed for a long time. Nate Diaz is inspiring legit boxers for a while. And I think we all know Nate Diaz can take a punch. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Boxing Finesse says Jake Paul beats Tommy Fury. Honestly, Jake Paul looks more skilled than Tommy. Damn. I'm with this. If I'm Tommy Fury, I jump in that ring right now. Get the fight made. Jump in the ring, push him, do something. That's what I do. If I'm, what's Tommy Fury doing right now? I don't know where he is, but he's got to jump in the ring. He's got to. He's got to jump in the ring. He has to jump in the ring. If he doesn't, what an opportunity missed. I think Masvidal's trying to get the fight. Masvidal's been talking a lot of smack recently. I think he's trying to get the fight. Fisher Genius obviously hasn't realized that Nate has boxed. Like Nate's a real boxer. He's got good hands. Masvidal has hands too. Look, they all want that money, man. Masvidal will take that money as well. They all want that. They all want the money. We'll see. Still so weird seeing Ariel Hawani do this, by the way. Very strange. Jack says, I hope Usman takes it. He said he would after beating Cody. Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. What's the time? 5:20. We did it. We did a 3 hour. How long was this? 2 hours and 49 minutes. Kind of tired. Thank you for chilling with me on the stream. It wasn't what we expected, but it was interesting nonetheless. Jake Paul got the victory, beating Tyron Woodley by split decision. Peace and love. Sleep well, everyone. I've got to go and get my ass to sleep. So I've got work in what? I've got to be up in 5 hours. We can do it. Peace and love, everyone. Peace.